Body to be global. And we ain't playing with you.
I still remember when I first heard. It was crazy, the shit really struck a nerve. I really couldn't sleep, I was lost for words. They threw the sink at us, they threw a bunch of curves. In the beginning, a lot of us learned they really ain't friends, they just left Kenneka to burn. They wasn't even concerned, that's the reason our people should learn. Risa gotta be hurting, so think about this shit was yours. Another life taken too soon. It's not about black and white when it's a blue moon. J4K is the movement, and we can't let no motherfuckers try to ruin it. You don't believe what you're doing here, and you will never hear me speak on no foolishness. Cause we all want justice. I'm fed up, I had enough of all the tough shit. Stand up, why don't you show us some love? She was one of us, and I'm still gonna keep making the fuss. We waking them up, we make them level it up. They really devilish, guess they thought that we would give it up. No sir, not me, I'm in it for the ride. Ain't no faking by me. Rest in peace to Kenneka. On God, we ain't leaving. J4K. Hey, salute to all the J4K community, man. John Q, IHQ, 54 Keys, Cloyd, Chaos Sector, Koreans Harris, yeah, Clark Avenue, Amp Easy, hell of a chick, straight draw, her divine light, Beach Beauty, Brown Eyes, Humongous D, Candace Starr, Duke Murdoch, Scoop Game, Unfair, okay. Shout out to Rebel TV. Truth for reality. We're at it. Watch out, squad. What's good, fam? Money Stacks TV. Oh, the rapper. What's good, homie? And definitely I want to say rest in peace to Zach TV. And anybody I might have missed, forgive my mind. Cause my heart in the right place. Remember that. Y'all stay focused. Use logic. And all that messy shit, keep it out the door. Boss play, I'm gone. Rest in peace, Kenneka. J4K. Welcome everybody to my case discussion with Kenneka. I pinned my message that I want to make sure people see first and foremost. I got my family in here with me, some of my true supporters, so I'm letting y'all know if y'all see any bullshit, I don't give warnings. I just want to put that out there, first and foremost, because I know how things can get messy when we're talking about Kenneka in this case. But anybody know me, I don't do it for clout. I don't do it for no recognition, because if I did, I'd do the videos every day. But I don't. But I got back into this case because, you know, research, when you're looking for answers and you dig deep. And when I say dig deep, what up, fucking truth? What's good, fam? John in the building. Let me get to y'all in a second. I just want to put this out there. When you dig deep for information, first and foremost, let's all remember, none of us are no trained professionals in this case at all. We only can go by what is provided. I know how a lot of people feel about the footage. Trust me, I know. I've been here from day one. You feel me? I didn't put my first video out until December of 17. Case started in September. But I was watching. Did I believe in a lot of the theories in the beginning? Yeah, of course I did. I'm human. We make mistakes. But the thing is to correct them and stop pushing something that you know isn't true. Remember, there's a difference between opinion and facts. If you're watching any other content creator video and they putting out footage that you just don't agree with, don't talk shit to them. Because you have to remember, there was one point in time that you believed in something that you later on came to find not to be true. I know I did several times. But there are some content creators that you and I know that put out footage just to keep you around. Now, if you choose to watch, that's your decision. I'm not going to talk shit to you, but just don't talk shit to me when I'm doing my thing. Because what I'm putting out is what I see. And the truth is in the eye of the beholder. You got to remember that. That's the truth to me, not you. You feel me? I just want to put this out there first and foremost because we're going to allow people to come up here and express their opinions if they feel they want to. You can leave it in the chat or you can come on the panel. But for tonight's live, I'm only doing 2 at the most at a time because I know how it can get. Everybody want to voice their opinion. I might do 3 at the most outside of myself. But if you come up here on the panel, I just ask that you respect others as they speak. Please don't interrupt no one while they're talking. Because I know how I feel. I hate that shit. God damn, I can't stand that shit. If I'm on somebody's panel and everybody interrupting each other, this is what you're going to see happen. Let me see. This is what you're going to see happen. Let me see if I can put it up here real quick. Yeah, you're going to see me disappear. I'm going to just disappear. Like, what the fuck happened to boss? Nah, I can't do all that shit. I'm trying to listen to somebody else to see if I can learn something. Yeah. So, now that that's out the way, I'm going to holler at my people in the building. Unconditional love. How you doing, man? I already spoke to you, but I'm going to speak to you again. Job Biggs. April is in the building. Who else in here? Tawanda, I think I spoke to you already. If I didn't, Shalom, my sister. All right, I think I spoke to everybody that actually has said something in the chat. People will be following through, I'm assuming, throughout the show. I try to keep my lives about an hour and a half. If it goes over, it goes over. But I'm not the one who's going to be up here for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. Not saying there's nothing wrong with it. I got a lot of shit to do. So, yeah. But if you've been following my series, What Happened to Kenneka, we're going to be going through those videos. And I'm going to give you my opinions, of course. And I want to hear from you. And I think her name is Cheryl. I hope she slid through because me and her had a conversation under video number 4. So I hope she shows up because she said God gave me a big ass brain. She respect my work. But Blake, you know those goddamn videos is edited. That's your opinion. So hopefully she shows up. And we're going to get it in. We'll have a great discussion. Remember, whether it's the panel or the chat, there's no disrespect tolerated. Don't say I ain't warn you. Don't say I ain't warn you. All right, so we're going to check out the first installment. of what happened to Kenneka Jenkins, and then we'll talk about that, and we'll try to just gradually build up to where we're at now. So if you haven't seen my series, pay attention. You might learn something. Hell, I might learn something from you. You feel me? So here is part one. Go ahead and get that queued up. Hope you enjoy.
One enough to let you raise me. You used to call me daddy, the ghetto queen, and you still mean the world to me.
Nigga finna come or not? Riri has him. That's it. Alright. Keep my mouth the tape. I will never rest. Never say no. I will never tell. Boss in my life again. Why are you looking so dry?
We now know how the 19-year-old woman who was found dead in a hotel freezer died. The Cook County Medical Examiner's Office ruled Kenneka Jenkins' death accidentally from cold exposure, also alcohol intoxication, and the use of a drug for treating epilepsy and migraines were significant contributing factors. It shows her walking into a kitchen area, but never into the freezer. Her death sparked protests outside the hotel and allegations of a cover-up.
You know, remind you, we didn't know this was a crime scene till 4 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
After they declared she was dead, when I started asking, can I see my baby body? And they first denied me. And I asked her for the sergeant name, the police name, and the detective name, and the sergeant name.
Yeah.
When I asked the sergeant for his badge number, then he said, I got to talk to the morgue. I said, can I see how my baby laying down there? You know, how she feel, how she died?
Yeah.
And they wouldn't let me see my baby from 1:30 a.m. in the morning of today.
Yeah.
Until about what time? About for like 4 hours after that.
Yeah.
Then that's when they pronounced her dead.
Okay. And how are they
Wait,
saying?
no, they told me she was. I'm sorry, they told us she
They
was
knew
dead at
before
1
they-
something, but they didn't let me see her body until 4 hours later because this is a crime scene.
And this is still in the deep freeze.
This in the deep freezer, but they had at this time they had let the morgue take her, move her, undefrost the freezer.
Right.
Her hair had soaking water up on there.
Yeah.
She was defrosted in the freezer. They defrost the whole freezer.
Yeah.
I guess that's what it gave it 4 hours, right? And my job with our coolers,
Yeah.
you gotta have some strength to
Yeah.
yank these doors open.
Yeah.
Now remind you, they said she couldn't barely hold herself up, yet alone pull open the door.
Right.
Say freak accidents like that do happen.
Yeah.
And it's a camera sitting right in front of the cooler. They didn't see how she got it.
another thing that was so crazy is that when we was all leaving, like when everybody was leaving, like 5, it was like, okay, we can't find it. And everybody was going back to their car. We left something in the room. We was all from getting car, like, oh, left something in the room. Right. Ran back upstairs to go get something. Got back on the elevator, went in the room, grabbed it, came back out the room. As I'm walking out, I hear something, I turn around. Guess who I see? Please don't say it. I see the security guard walking. He turns around, look back, walk off. So it's like, where was you at all this time? We was just looking for you. Now all of a sudden you pop up.
No one had beef with Kenneka. No one ever to.
Nobody. Come on, everybody loves Kenneka.
Do you think someone in that room, the night of the party, Rosemont, the current president is the name of correct?
Yeah.
On the nights where someone that was at your party, do you think someone harmed Kenneka Jenkins?
No, I think they harmed.
Do you think someone that was in the hotel harmed Kenneka Jenkins?
Yeah, I think so. I really deeply in my heart think so.
Stream live TV from 85 plus channels and save up to $500 a
All
year.
right, let me mute that real quick.
Try it free.
Pause it, whatever. All right, so that was part 1 of the series. And I got some questions in the comment section after I posted that video. A lot of people did not know who that guy was at the very end of the video. I'm pretty sure y'all know now if you've been following the series. Do you know who that is now? If you do, you can drop his name in the comment section. I did drop the link, so you can come up here and voice your opinion on it. Correct? Miss Yvonne says the security guard. You know his name by any chance? You are right. Definitely are right. What up, Watch Out Squad? I was just looking at one of your videos the other day, bro. Salute the Watch Out Squad, one of the originals. Gave you a shout out at my song too, bro. Appreciate you for being here, man. I didn't even see you come in the door, man. What's good, homie? What you say? That's Francis Cave. Francis Cave, how you pronounce it? That's the security guard that you see running all over the goddamn hotel. No, he looked different without a security guard uniform on, but that's who it is. I went back and revisited a lot of the theories that was brought about in the very beginning. And in some of them you may call theories, some of them just you feel like gotta have some truth behind it. I think the biggest issue is the fact that a lot of the information is hard to prove. And I think a lot of us know why. Let me drop that on your screen real quick because I think you would agree with me. The goddamn timestamps. Timestamps fucked up a lot of shit, and it caused a lot of confusion within the J4K community. Had people arguing with each other, calling people stupid and all that. Like, all that is uncalled for. You know, the cameras and those timestamps really was the first, I feel like, deflection in this case. Because you had the news putting out a time frame that I feel was incorrect. Other people agreed with. Of course, we do remember the young lady who had her damn finger all in the goddamn camera with the shadows and all that shit. And I was one on to believe it because what I saw in the kitchen, like the kitchen that's behind me, I felt like I saw Bree Bree. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was like, if I saw that shit and really didn't know how Bree Bree looked, I really didn't know how her hair was because hell, I was new to it. And then I seen it like that shit looked like Bree Bree. But then you have to think about it like, would the news put out some shit like that? But now you can't find that news article no more. So then that made you wonder, like, did that shit have some truth to it? But then I realized, learning from other people and then doing my own research, looking at the real footage, you don't see that shit in there. So I don't know where those young ladies at, but they sure caused the ruckus. But back to the timestamps. The 2:24 versus the 3:24, the time when she got off the elevators, is the biggest thing. Now I'm gonna tell you what I feel to be correct. I ride with the 3:24. A lot of people say, nope, that's not right, Blake. Okay, and that's fine. If I'm wrong, then prove it. You dig what I'm saying? I'm not a professional when it comes to no goddamn cameras and how they work. Now, I work with a lot of different YouTubers. Jackie Dragon, Chloe, 54 Keys, Clark Avenue, Hell of a Chick. I work with a lot of them. You know, and some of us see things differently, and that's okay. You know? But one thing you can't change, and this is how I'm gonna try to help you. Remember, you don't have to go by what I say. But if you compare what was said, what happened, versus the lives, Ty's live, what's the girl name? I keep forgetting her name. It starts with a C. She was in the room. She went live during Ty's live. It'll come to me in a minute. Don't mind me. But if you go by those times versus what you see on the camera footage, give you an example. Ty went live, what, 2:34? All right. How many of y'all seen Bree Bree in one of Ty's live? Well, Ty's live, period. He only had one live. Did anybody see Bree Bree in Ty's live? If you did, put a 1 in the chat. If you didn't, put a 2 in the chat. I'm asking this question for a reason. I didn't like you because never see. Tawanda, what you talking about? What up? What up, Brazy? Hell nah, I don't trust his ass either, bro. All right, nobody so far, no one's seen Bree in there because she wasn't there. She was not there. So he went live at 2:34. Now let me see if I have this. God, I hope I do. I hope I do. See if I can find this video. Give me a second, because I wanted to show you something real quick. It might, matter of fact, it's going to come up in my next video anyway. It's coming up in my next video. All right, so you didn't see her in the live because you actually seen Bree leaving in the front lobby. What was it? Around 2:26 or something like that, 2:24. She wasn't in the room when Ty went live. So if his live started at 2:34 and you see Bree walk out the lobby at 2:26 with some friends, don't that time make more sense to you than saying that was around the same time that Kenneka walked off the damn elevator? You can't say she walked off the elevator at 2:24. Why? Because she was in Ty's live. So how the hell is that possible? Now, I know you're going to have some people say, well, they gave you the story. No, the Ty went live at 2:34. You can't change that. You can't change that. You feel what I'm saying? So when it comes to the timeline, I know a lot of people don't trust what what Crown Plaza gave to Rosemont PD. I don't trust the motherfuckers either. But that's what brings the truth to me. And people still don't agree. And that's fine. Trust me. I ain't gonna lose no sleep. And I ain't gonna argue with you. But don't create a narrative for entertainment. That make you one sick individual. If I'm wrong, I have no problem accepting that shit and owning up to the shit. I'm a grown-ass man. I have no problem. Matter of fact, it makes me feel better as a man to say, you know what? I was wrong. What the fuck are you going to do to me because I told you I was wrong? Nothing. Nothing. You should give me props and give me a dap or something, man. Blake, you a real nigga, man. That's just how I am. So, before I jump way off in the left field, Francis Cave came to my mind as the first person because when I was looking and researching, going through the time, going through what was he doing at this time, what was he doing at that time, I found out he went missing and you never seen him on camera. It's another person that did the same thing, but I haven't gotten to that yet, not in this series. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at part 2. Now remember, I did drop the link in the chat. Feel free. I won't bite your head off. Just come up here with respect, because I'm going to give you all my respect. Grown man shit, you did. All right, y'all give me a second. Let me gear up part 2. In the meantime, I guess I'll play a little commercial. Don't go nowhere. This ain't about music, but I hate dead silence. So play something real quick. Matter of fact, I got a new podcast coming up. Check this out. This is my family. This is my family. This is my family. This is my family grind. This is my family. Stick together, you never know when your time is up.
option. They said pressure buzz pipes? I was taught diamonds was created through pressure. Now watch me shine.
I didn't learn to be quiet when I had an opinion. The reason they knew who I was because I told them.
You can find me somewhere in between inspiring others, working on myself, dodging negativity, and slaying my goals. Boom.
I never let life circumstances define me as a person, because I know that I'm the one that control my own destiny. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to my family. This is my family grind. This is my family grind. This is my family grind. Cousins and Conversations.
Yo, before we get started with this new video, I would like for you to subscribe, like, and comment on this video. Do that for your boy.
Body the Beat Global, that's my boss, man.
If I say goodbye, then make me alive, make me alive. My heart's heating up, this love is on fire, love is on fire, on fire. Ooh, oh, ooh, oh. If I say goodbye, then make me alive, make me alive. If I say goodbye, then make me alive, make me alive. My heart's beating up, this love is on fire, love is on fire,
What's going on, my good people? Hope everybody doing good. I'm back with part 2 of what really happened to Kenneka Jenkins. So let's get to it. But before I get started, just let me say this. This is not about competition. This is about getting justice for Kenneka. So I'm not in competition with no YouTube content creator in this community. Matter of fact, I salute a lot of y'all. Not all, but a lot of y'all. Now we can get to business. Now I feel like a lot of people should be familiar with Francis Cave. Of course, he was the security guard that was working that night. Now I'm not the type of person to put out theories. I'm telling you what I see and what I feel. I feel when Kenneka went to the back of that kitchen, she came back out of that damn kitchen. So what I decided to do was just pay attention to people that was there that night and how they was moving, what they were doing around the time that Kenneka went to the back of that kitchen, which we all know was around 3:31, 3:32. Of course, the next person we see on this footage was the beverage manager. But I know a lot of people wanted to know, where was I going with my last video, with part 1? Well, let's break this down.
Another thing that was so crazy is that when we was all leaving, like when everybody was leaving, like 5, it was like, okay, we can't find it. And everybody was going back to their car. We left something in the room. We was all from getting the car, like, oh, left something in the room. Right. Ran back upstairs to go get something. Got back on the elevator, went in the room, grabbed it, came back out the room. As I'm walking out, I hear something, I turn around. Guess who I see? Please don't say it. I see the security guard.
So after watching footage, reading statements, things like that, those things caught my attention. So I said, you know what? Let's start with Francis. And this is what it led me to. So since I believe Kenneka did not walk in that freezer and she came up out of there, I said, well, let's see what people was doing around the time that she would have came back from that freezer area. And it led me to Francis' cave first. So here you will see Francis enter the screen at 3:29:39, and he will exit the screen 3:29:46. So what was Kenneka doing at that time? So of course he came out at 3:29:39. So I went back a little bit further to see what, or maybe if he was watching footage of Kenneka. This is what she was doing around that time, right? Now let me say this. I have no proof that he was watching her on camera, but it is suspicious that he left around this time and he was gone for 30 minutes. Now at this time that he's leaving the front desk, he was supposedly going to hand out folios to the guests at the hotel. So remember, he left out of frame at 3:29:46. This is when he returned. It's 4 o'clock. Now remember, in his statement, he said he got a call on his walkie-talkie that 3 girls were walking around on the 9th floor. And who do you see him coming down with? Bree, Shamaya, and Monifa. Now, in his statement, he said he was handing out folios to various rooms, not all of them.
Do you think someone in that room, the night of the party, Rosemont, the current pastor is the name of it, correct? Yeah. The nights where someone that was at your party, do you think someone harmed Kenneka Jenkins?
No, I think they harmed.
Do you think someone that was in the hotel harmed Kenneka Jenkins?
Yeah, I think so. I really deeply in my heart think so.
I bless Catherine the Great, for she is our new and rightful the Great sovereign.
Of course.
Bow.
Now that's 2 of the party goers who feel like somebody at the hotel had something to do with it. Now a lot will say, well, they will definitely push it off on somebody else at the hotel if they had something to do with it. Okay, I understand that. But I don't think these kids know what the fuck happened to her. Somebody at that hotel did something to Kenneka. So if I feel that way, why not start with somebody that works for the hotel? And that's why I started with Francis Cave. Now, like I stated earlier, I have no 100% proof. But you seen what I just seen, right? Now remember, Francis Cave told the officer in his statement that he was leaving the country starting on the 22nd of September. Now, it could have been a pre-planned vacation. Who knows? But why did he tell him that? Did he tell him that because he knew they would probably want to question him again? I don't know. Now, I could lie to you and say this footage that you're watching is him leaving the country. But honestly, it looks like he's in Las Vegas somewhere. I'm not going to do that type of shit because that's not me. But I will say this. This was after the death of Kenneka, and it sure looked like he's living his life and enjoying it. So why I picked out Francis Cave? Because he have time that's not accounted for. During the time that Kenneka came out of that freezer or that freezer area, we didn't see him nowhere on camera. You won't see him nowhere on camera. I checked. But you will see him leave the front desk at 3:29 and then return at 4 o'clock. Was he really checking folios? I don't know. There's no proof of it. Do I think he had something to do with it? My gut instincts say, yep. Remember, this was brought up a long time ago, but I feel like we tend to cut things off too fast. Use your head. Think with logic. When facts are presented before you, you have to accept it. But just because someone says, I feel this way, that means everything after that is their opinion. Facts are different. Y'all stay tuned, man. I'll be back. Oh, I ain't finished. Y'all be safe. Y'all be easy. One love.
Body the Beat Global.
All right, remove this from the screen. My damn computer act like it want to go haywire. I think them insurgents that jumped in my goddamn computer. All right, so that was part 2 of what happened to Kenneka Jenkins. Again, the link is in the chat. Don't be shy. What up, Catherine? How you doing? That's my folk right there. Let's take a look at these comments, make sure I ain't missing anything. Exactly, April. Exactly. He had access, and we're going to talk about where he was during the time of the party when we get to part 4, I believe. But I don't want to move too far ahead because that I want to take it step by step for those who may be new. I don't think too many people in here are new to this case. If you are, I'm trying to give it to you the best way I know how from being a day one. J4K supporter. And don't get it twisted. Just because people do Kenneka Jenkins video don't mean they really looking for justice. That's a fact. So now that you understand why I chose Francis K first, which there's a lot of people that's suspect in my eyes. And there's a lot of people that was suspect in my eyes in the very beginning, but they're no longer, because as I did a lot of research, you feel me? Don't get research confused with just watching YouTube videos. I used to do that shit. Because what you fail to realize is when you're just watching somebody else recreated video, I'm not saying they did anything to it, but it didn't come from the source. Because you never know if they picked that video up from another YouTuber. So what you should be doing is going to the case file, which is no longer available on Rosemont website, but I can tell you where you can find it. If y'all are not familiar with Amp Easy, go to his page, and that's Amp Easy, and it's EAZY. Go to his community wall, and he has his Google Drive, and he has majority of pretty much everything that was on the case. I don't know if it's finished uploading because it's a huge file. Huge. And if you want to find out things for yourself, just go in there and download it, because he actually purchased the hard drive. So who can say anything to you about your footage and what you see when you're using the files that was given to Rosemont PD? Nothing that was put on YouTube with so many different filters and shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? Let me bring up my sister, Miss Catherine. What's going on?
Not much. I was actually laying down, relaxing, gonna go to sleep, and I was running through YouTube, and I saw this, and I'm glad you're doing this because, some of the watchers probably doesn't know about Cassie, but like, I'm still on the fence. I don't fully, totally agree with her, what she believes happened, and I don't believe the friends did it.
No.
So somebody had to have done something, it had to be somebody in that hotel.
Right. And you know what? I stopped believing that the friends did it a while ago, but as I was working on part 4, and Francis K, I was reading his statement, and he said they got a call saying 3 girls was knocking on people's doors. If they knew where Kenneka was, do you think they'd be knocking on people's doors looking for her?
No.
Think about it. Hell no, they wouldn't, because
They
they'll
wouldn't
just
be wasting their time.
no, they wouldn't be wasting their time. They'll be stupid not to, because now it looks like you guilty. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that they did, that to me, that shows like they was really looking for it.
But on the other hand, too, though, in my opinion, what they did show on the videos of Monifa and them looking, I can't lie, I still feel the same to this day. They didn't look like they were really, really trying. I mean, if that was my friend, I would be like going nuts up in there, and the just dancing and the playing around and laughing. I didn't feel like it was as serious as it should have been.
I agree. I can't disagree on that. And I think it goes back to what was said in several interviews with Irene's, and I believe the police statements. They said that when they came in and said they were missing, nobody really took them serious. And I don't think they really thought something was wrong. I just think they felt like Kenneka done just got drunk and walked somewhere in his hotel and got lost. So when you see them taking pictures on the elevator and shit, that looks very insensitive to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks insensitive to everybody else. But like, you women know, if you guys go to a party together, you leave together. You know what I'm saying? You don't. Go ahead.
Yeah, I made that point a while ago, I think on another live that you had done months ago. But, and I even mentioned it on Cassie's. But my thing is, no matter if they thought, oh, okay, well, she's just doing the same thing, she disappeared it doesn't matter when you go in a group like that. I mean, when I was 18 years old, I don't want to give my age away, but I'm 44. When I was 18 years old, we were allowed to get in the bars at 18 at that time. And you leave with the crew you came with. You don't leave nobody behind. If they're like, oh, I want to go home with, no, this person can, come and meet you, at the house or whatever. I'm making sure you're getting home good.
Right.
It was none of that, and it's just, like I've always said, I just felt like they made it seem so nonchalantly when they were looking for her. I mean, yeah, even if they thought she was drunk and like went through the hotel or did something, that's why sometimes I do feel, I mean, I don't necessarily feel like they may have had something to do with it, but I kind of feel sometimes that maybe they knew a little bit more than they put off.
Yeah. I think the way they acted put off that vibe that you're saying. It's like, especially like when Irene said this in her live in 2020, she was like, I might as well go ahead and put out the truth since y'all. I was like, the fuck you mean by that?
So you didn't tell the truth before?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I think the things they say and the way they act, it really makes us wonder about you. Like, where the fuck does your loyalty lie? I know Irene said, my loyalty lies with my friend. Okay.
Well, okay, loyalty lies with your friend, but then you were also screaming in that video like you weren't the only one that was friends with her. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that she said that, I'm not her friend, but it was kind of like she was taking the blame off of her, like it wasn't her responsibility to really check on Kenneka either, but it was her party.
Right.
I mean, I understand that Kenneka didn't come with her, and maybe I'm just different, but if it's my party and somebody comes up missing, you best believe I'm, and I'm like, maybe not best friends, but there's associated with them. You best believe I'm going to be like, okay, we're going to find this person because I ain't going to have no missing person at my party.
Right. And just like they said, I just don't think they took it serious. But at the end of the day, she was somewhat right when she said, Kenneka came with y'all. You know what I'm saying? And if it's true what Irene said, she got Kenneka off the bed, walked her outside. Okay, at that point in time, that's your responsibility. First and foremost, she the one who drove y'all there. Second of all, you should be thinking like, if she's this fucked up, how the fuck are we gonna get home? You know what I'm saying? Because Riri wasn't there at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and there are some things that still doesn't make sense to me. Like, like you said, Bree wasn't there, and she knew she couldn't drive, and the other ones couldn't drive supposedly either. Bree was the only one that could have, but like the time thing I still have doubts about it, because even the way Irene had talked about it, it was like they didn't say nothing until like way later. It's like they came back in the room, and sometimes I feel like they were in that room for longer than they're saying they were.
From what I'm hearing, and like the consistency versus one other story is, it wasn't no damn 2 minutes. It was like 15 minutes before they actually went back outside to check on her. 15 minutes.
I'll be gone in 15 minutes.
Exactly. I'd be fucking tired of sitting on the fucking floor outside as well.
Yeah, I'd be like, well, I'm just going to try and watch my language. I'd be like, forget y'all. I'm going to go do my own thing. I'll find a way.
And then the crazy thing, she was already on the bed, like they said, passed out. And
I don't believe that.
You don't believe that? Tell me why you don't believe that. I want to hear.
I don't believe that, because the way they made it sound like she was like passed out, like she was asleep.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see her being that passed out and going out in the hallway and then wind up going into the elevator and walking off by herself so easily. I mean, because you got to think, when you first wake up, like when you're drunk and you pass out, even if it's just for 20 minutes, you wake up, your world is still spinning and you ain't feeling like no walking nowhere. Surely not down no hallways or dark hallways or anything like that. I mean, that's just my opinion.
Well,
so I don't know if she was really like passed out. She may have been just like laying there relaxing, but obviously she, told them on that video, she was like, man, y'all need to chill. You could hear in the background. So I don't think she was like that sleep or that passed out.
Okay, so that gives me a great segue to go into this next video because of what you just said. So if she was outside, or if she was that messed up, how would she just walk, or why would she get up? Was her mind somewhere messed up? Let's watch part 3, and I think you'll see where I'm finna go with this. I'm finna mute myself.
Do you need me to drop from here? Or?
No, you good.
Okay.
The Cook County Medical Examiner's Office ruled Kenneka Jenkins' death accidentally from cold exposure. Also, alcohol intoxication and the use of a drug for treating epilepsy and migraines were significant contributing factors.
When someone takes more topiramate than prescribed, the side effects are elevated and severe symptoms are present. Symptoms of overdose include problems with speech or balance, chest pain, stomach pain, tiredness, dizziness, depression, agitation, seizures, fast or pounding heartbeat, fainting, blurred vision, and/or lightheadedness. The symptoms for topiramate toxicity resemble the symptoms of an overdose. However, status epilepticus has been seen in severe cases. Status epilepticus is a seizure that lasts for more than 5 minutes, or if 2 or more seizures occur within 5 minutes without the person returning to normal in between the seizures. This is considered a life-threatening event.
Taking these medications with alcohol or drugs that can cause sleepiness or dizziness can worsen side effects. Seizure medications can cause a rare but serious reaction that may affect the skin or other parts of the body, such as the blood cells or liver.
Yeah, it's too late for that. Yep, there go the manager. My car keys, my weed. That ain't no motherfucking manager. Oh, that is a manager. That is a manager. Shit. Shit.
They're doing a lot of stuff right there.
Yep.
That's who I see. Please don't say it. I see the security guard walking. He turns around, look back, walk off. So it's like, where was you at all this time? We was just looking for you. Now all of a sudden you pop up.
Okay, I got 2 questions for you.
All right, go ahead.
Boss is like, let me get off here first. Give me a minute. I had so many things going through my head. Okay. One thing was what I mentioned earlier when you said, about her getting up that quick and everything. Now I can see somebody having to assist her because I wasn't drugged with this, but there was a time where I could have sworn I was slipped something. and they said I did have like a like alcohol poisoning, but they thought that I was slipped something, but it didn't show up in my system. Now, the way she walked up and down the hallway and everything, if she had passed out and was just getting up, she would definitely need assistance off that bed. Because, yeah, I mean, you saw how she was barely holding herself up against the wall and stuff. I don't see her being able to get up off a bed that easily.
Right.
But also, so watching that video, so you're thinking she may have been slipped.
There's no doubt about it.
Because, you know, that's one thing that I have thought about, and really, because other people have said, oh, well, she passed her up. She didn't give Kenneka the drink. She passed her up and went and give it to somebody else. But my thing is, on the video, you even hear her yell, like, what's that? After she took a sip. Right? I mean, am I wrong?
So when it get to that point, a lot of people said, she said, where is it? You know what I'm saying? Like she was like she dropped something. But I thought I heard what's that too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no. She clearly says, what's that?
So think about it. If we go back and watch that again, did she have a cup in her hand at that time?
No, but she did when on the other part of the video, when it showed when it shows her walking, you know, the other part where it shows the view like from the bathroom, like walking towards her, she had a cup in her hand. I think she had just put it down, didn't she? Didn't it show her putting it down or doing something?
You talking about? Are you talking about when Tanasia walked past her? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
No, I don't think she put nothing. I know it looks like she had, at first I thought it was a phone when she had it to the side of her face, but then I looked again, I think it was just a napkin. So I think a cup was in her left hand, which I don't think you would be able to see from that particular angle. Later in the show, we'll go back and look at that. But I want to stay on this path, and we're going to get to it. Trust me. I want to go back to what Yvonne said, just to let her know I did see what you typed. Let me go back up here. It might have been Yvonne. Hold on. Let's see. Not that one. Oh, I think you were stating that they did not immediately go look for her. I don't know if you've been watching my videos, but I agree with you. But so where we left off before we moved to that video, we was talking about her being able to get up. And I think maybe you realize, like, okay, she had to have some type of help up if she was drugged. Because think about it. When we looked at the toxicology report, it says she was the legal limit of being drunk. But that shit wasn't no drunk. It was something added to the ethanol that caused her to be that way. And that's why I played that video. And that's why I did my research on to pyramid. You know, one thing that we know, Chloe says it was the therapeutic level, which she actually broke it down to me. And if that is true, okay. When they looked at it, they said she had a therapeutic level of somebody that takes this drug on a daily. I don't feel like Kenneka took that drug on a daily. What I feel like, if that is the case, they put so much drugs or so much topiramate in that fucking cup that when they tested her, which of course was not the same day it happened, because when you actually testing for a therapeutic level of a drug, it's supposed to happen that day. They didn't test her that day. I'm not a doctor. I don't know if that affect the test or not. But in my mind, I would have to say, hell yeah, it affects the test, because when I researched, it says you check for it right after, I guess it was at the lowest point. So when it's time for you to take the drug again, that's when they test you. So whatever that point of the drug that it's at that point that makes you need to take the drug again, that's the therapeutic level. How can
I have a
they make
question.
that? Huh?
Do you think because she had already passed away when they did the testing that it was lower in her levels than it really was at the time she was awake or, walking through them halls?
Possibly, because you know what? You got those red and white blood cells. And which one? I think the white cells give you blood oxygen or something. If those cells are dead, it's like, how can you get an accurate reading from that? You know what I'm saying? Now, like I said, I'm not a doctor, but to me, when thinking with logic, if I had to make an educated guess, that test couldn't have been accurate. But let's say, for instance, it was. If they was right and it looks like she was taking these drugs on the daily, but in my mind, I say she wasn't, I feel like that's what put her in the state of mind that she was in, because to me, it looks like Tanasia put something in the cup and Ty put something in the cup. That's what I saw. You know what I'm saying?
Now, I will say this. There was no reason for you to have a double cup because it looked like it was like they either already had planned on having an extra cup for some reason, not saying necessarily why, but if you notice, Tanasia, when she takes a sip of her drink, there's 2 cups.
Yep. 2 cups.
So, and me, and it could be just me, I hate it when there's an extra cup on my drink. It's just aggravating to me. But I do want to mention this real quick. Anytime we talk about her levels and what was in her system, I always automatically picture that one hallway camera of her walking down the hall and where she's straightening up her shirt and or she's pulling at it and pulling at her pants, and she actually, when you see her like lift up her head a little bit and she kind of smiles a little bit, she was so messed up at that point. And it always makes me think that I don't know. Sometimes, I know test results and this and that and the other, but I think there was so much more in her system at that point. And it's just because the way she's acting and the way she's coming across. I don't necessarily think she was fixing her clothes because she was like they were slipping off per se. But when I see that her coming through the hallway, it always makes me think of, it's like she was actually getting too hot, or it's like, I mean, it looked like she was ready to strip because just the way she was acting.
So it's either that, and we have no proof, because I used to think the footage was edited, but it makes you wonder, how did her clothes become so sloppy on her at that point, especially when she got in that dark hallway? Because if you look at her when she get off the elevator, it wasn't that sloppy. Now, I was watching an old video, and I think it was of Gray Hughes. He said he felt like her clothes, at least the top half, got, I guess, unadjusted when she hit that rail. Bullshit. You can't
Not
tell
that
me.
freaking much.
Yeah, because like at a point when she's coming down a dark hallways, like it was like damn near coming out. And what caused that? Because we never seen that when she was in the room like that. You know what I'm saying? Walking down a fucking hallway don't cause your clothes to start coming off you. Now,
I can understand her having to realign her breast, but that's not her Hulk. I mean, she aligned her shirt, her top, her jacket, everything she was messing with.
The reason why I have to leave what I'm thinking in my head alone is because I have no proof that someone was with her in those hallways. And I know a lot of people feel that way. I was one of them. You cannot, and this is, I did my research on it. You cannot change an EXE format. Now, I was just looking at Jackie Dragon's video. He said you can't trust the times. He never said you can't trust the footage. So if I have to go by what I see in the footage, the only thing that I can say is when she got to the end, the final kitchen, before she had a possible chance to come back, they cut the goddamn footage. You feel what I'm saying? So with her walking down the hallway and me saying somebody was walking with her, could it happen? Yeah. But how are they gonna send that same footage that they've pasted on top of each other in the same EXE format and send it to Rosemont PD and Rosemont PD not say nothing? Do I think
Well, let me
Rosemont
mess up your
PD?
head a little bit more.
All right, go ahead.
You know, we've talked about this before on Chloe's channel, that I wholeheartedly believe the video that they show her walking towards the freezer was not at the end.
Yeah, I think I
Because
remember you.
there is not, her hair is not all messed up like it is when she's going down them halls. Her hair looks straighter, her clothes look straighter, she looks more put together. And I've wondered, was there any possible way that there was more time there that wasn't counted for? Because in my opinion, when she's coming down that hall and she's, fooling with her clothes and she's smiling all, and you see her smiling and everything, I kind of wonder at first when I saw it, I thought, well, it looked like she may have just gotten some. Or, well,
Swear to God, I said that in my head one time.
I mean, am I wrong? She's smiling and looking all happy. I mean, I don't know. I mean, because she's, I'm not saying that she's necessarily like her hair was like really tousled like it was when she was in the freezer, but I'm saying kind of like that kind of rough little bit hair, maybe.
I get what you're saying. And the way we find her in the freezer, I know they say when hypothermia kicks into one of the final stages, they want to take their clothes off. I mean, that's an easy scapegoat to say that. I'm not saying it's not possible, but I just feel like that was their way of saying, we can close the case by just saying that. Who's going to argue? But
yeah. Go ahead.
We're going to hit the final. Hold on, we got somebody popping up. The homie Brazy. What's going on, fam?
Boss, I had to come check in. You know what I'm saying? I had. Hey, what's going on, sweetie? How you doing?
It look like I got to do a goddamn Kenneka Jenkins video for you to come on my goddamn panel. Ain't that some shit?
No, you know what? You know what? Every time you doing a show, you be so deep. I can't come up here and tell my problems. Goddamn.
Yes, you can. Hey, it's grown folk talk, man. I welcome y'all all the time, bro.
Hey, y'all be up here. Then it be an older lady sitting up here. She look like she got some wisdom. She gonna tell me something. I'm like, oh man.
Yep, that's what you need to hear. What you need to hear.
I'm telling you, it's crazy, right? Because even looking at your background, how you set up in the kitchen like that, the door that's right here with the wood up to it.
Yeah, I see it.
That door was open before that happened to Kenneka.
Yeah. And
it was another, like when you go through that door, it's a room that leads you out to another door, which is the hallway.
I don't know about that. Now.
I don't know. I thought it was the hall. That's what me and Chloe was talking about the other day. I said, ain't that the hallway? Because when I asked her, I said, we was looking at a hallway, and I said, why is that door up like that? Why look like they put a piece of, drywall up? And she said, oh, that's a door that leads to a room that leads to the kitchen. So how like when we never see who came, how somebody came in his kitchen, damn, was it a hallway he slid through a door and came through that right there? Because they instantly covered that right afterwards. They made sure they just made it look like a room that don't even be used. They just put a piece of wood up.
I'm gonna have to go and look because I think if I'm not mistaken, I think App Easy have the
I got the picture.
We're gonna check it out. Let's hit this last video. This is the last video I'm gonna show, and then we're gonna go to the final chapter and I want to see what everybody else think. I'm gonna give y'all what I think, but we're gonna take a look at part 4, which is leading up to the live tonight. So y'all check this out.
security.
Before all that, when the party was live, he came knocking on our door like, y'all need to keep the noise down a little bit. Hearing complaints.
Before everything happened, we steady singing, steady going down, steady singing, knocking on the door. Yeah, keep it down. Steady knocking at the door, keep it down. We'll put a towel in the door. Like they wanted y'all to stay there. They didn't want y'all to leave. No, they didn't want us to stay there. We was downtown. They put us in the door. Yeah, we was downtown. We smoking. For like an hour smoking. They put the towel on the door.
They was all cool with us, like, usually.
Boy, boy, boy.
All right, let me make sure everybody off mute.
Yeah, that's
all right. So before I give my opinion, I'm gonna start with y'all on the panel and people in the chat. Feel free to drop your opinion on what you saw so far.
I'm
Catherine,
gonna say.
go ahead,
I'm
Catherine. You
gonna.
got it first.
He already knew I wanted to say something. That is a big gap. That is 18 minutes difference. A lot can happen in 18 minutes.
What you talking about? What time frame? You talking about with Francis?
The 302 to 3. What was it? 302 to or
The 320.
yeah. That's
Now,
18 minutes.
now I wanna bring this to your attention. Then you can have it back. Remember, I said I started with Francis Cave because that was the first one who had a time that was unaccounted for. Well, let's go back till the time that 302 we saw who walk in the lobby. Tanasia, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was
and who was with Tanasia?
who was supposedly walking her down there with her
T.Y.
friend? T.Y., right? We never seen that, right?
Nope.
I'm not gonna dismiss it because somebody said it happened. So between 302, when he walked back, he had a possible chance of running into who?
Kenneka. I want to say this real quick.
Hey, and what time was that when he threw his hands up?
That was, you talking about when he was in the lobby?
Yeah.
Or you talking about that was well after 4 o'clock.
Okay. So he had to listen, balls. You on to some shit, man. You on to some shit. I'm telling you, this is why I've been wanting to come up here, man. You on to some shit. Look, this is why I asked you for your number too. Cause see, I keep looking at your videos you doing. See, when you sat back and you showed security guard and you was trying to figure out, hold on, where your timing off. Where you go? You know what I mean? And he disappeared. But when Chloe said T.Y. walked his sister and them downstairs. Nah. Because I got them getting off the elevator. So if anything, they all had to been on the elevator with that girl. When I say they all, the sisters and T.Y.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
They got off laughing. Look, they got off laughing. Right?
Think about it now. If they got off that elevator, which of course they didn't go to the bottom floor or the lower level, they went to the first floor.
No, T.Y. sister was with a girl with a jersey on, right?
Right. What I'm saying, you said they was on the elevator together.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you this. The elevator Kenneka got off was the lower level, right?
Yes.
That's the same elevator we see them girls get off, right?
Who you talking about?
T.Y. sister now.
They didn't get off on the lower level. They got off on the level that the lobby was on.
I think he's meaning like the same elevator itself.
I can't.
Hold on. Who is that? So hold on. The same walkway Kenneka when she walked up the ramp. That would be what level was that?
That's the lower level. No, hold on. They're talking about the ramp.
When she walked, when she got off the elevator, we didn't see her. We didn't see her come around that little border piece. But then we seen her pop
the lower level. That's the lower level, right?
So it's a video of the same girls getting off that elevator. They didn't get off that elevator. They got off the elevator that was across from that elevator and walked up the same hall, but walked up the stairs that Kenneka didn't walk up.
You talking about Tanasia them? You show me what that footage is.
No. That was the girl with the jersey on.
Oh, that was earlier. I know you're talking about when they peeked out the door and then went back in.
Hey, Cassie.
No.
Damn you, Cassie.
I'm finna look at the video now because I don't want to make it sound like I'm tweaking up here.
Go ahead and finish what you were saying, Cassie.
No, but it's just crazy because I don't understand how we didn't see him if he's supposed to walk them down. What what reason we didn't see this man? And then it's like
because he didn't go into the lobby with him.
Hey, Brazy.
But where did you go? What's going on?
You gotta also think, okay, how many cameras have we already said that we know was working, but they're just saying wasn't working?
So do you think it was a camera on the 9th floor by the elevator?
I didn't say that. What I'm saying
it wasn't.
What I'm saying is that we know there were people not spotted on necessarily camera all the time that, okay, like for instance, okay, we know Kenneka was in the dock area or around that area, okay, and there was cameras that should have picked her up, but supposedly those cameras weren't working.
You
right?
know, my bad. Okay, go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
Let me finish. But what's to say, just playing devil's advocate, what's to say that he wasn't down there and he just wasn't seen on the camera, or the camera was, whatever.
Or what's to say that these kids didn't have nothing to do with it at all? And the minute that they found one of these girls vulnerable, drunk, walking through this hallway, they was going to take their pick. Maybe Kenneka wasn't even the target. You know what I'm saying? She was just the one they caught like that. And by him coming to the room, didn't Kenneka answer that door at one point in time?
I don't know if she was the one who actually answered, but she did walk to the door. I can't tell you who answered because by the time Ty had his camera, it came down. So we didn't see who actually answered.
But if the door opened up, if the door opened up a slight, if the door opened up and opened up all the way, he had a good chance of seeing Kenneka.
Yeah, and I put that in my video too.
So what's crazy is when you turn around and you, as a security guard, you go to this door and you talking to them, but when that door swing open a little bit more, the good visual that you get is this girl right here with this bra on. You know what I'm saying? Standing right here, chest bulging out. You see her. So when you're walking off, you're all that's in your head is, I just talked to the person who opened up the door and I just seen this girl right here. So then the minute you see her on some type of footage, messed up, walking through the hallway, you already know that's that girl that was just in that room I seen.
And when I put that in my live, that's just what I felt. Like he saw her.
I believe he watched her. I believe he watched her.
I can't make I will not say he started plotting at that point, but I know one thing, when he looked at it, he probably seen somebody that he thought was cute or whatever, and they ended up getting loose, getting drunk or whatever. And later on throughout the night, when he's in that back room where security office is or whatever you want to call it, and I feel like he was looking at footage. he happened to see her stumbling through the hallways.
But you
That's
know
how I
who
got
helped
to
him,
the
right?
point.
You know
So
who
you
helped
think
him,
he went
right?
down in an interceptor?
But you know who helped that man. Everybody, you
No,
know,
I don't.
no, I'm finna say, because everybody, we sit back and we look at the footage. The first dude that was there with that gray blazer that was at the front desk, him and France K.
You think he helped him?
Man, listen to me. I look at how France K was interacting with the other people, even the Asian looking guy that had the all white shirt on. The guy that had on that blazer that was there in the beginning when him and France K was talking back and forth, then you see that guy moving around. You even see him work his way the same route Kenneka walked. You know what I'm saying? You see him work his way to the back and use that bathroom and even walk towards the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? That guy with that blazer, him and France Cave, they played that, and they was communicating back and forth. They had to.
All right.
They had to.
I want to stop you right there, and I want to pick up right from there, because I'm not gonna lie to you. Watching the footage during the time that I believe that 30-minute time frame that Francis was missing, you actually see that guy, the same guy. It just seemed like for some reason he just did not want to be behind that front desk. Not saying he wasn't doing his job, because he was, you see him with the little cart, like that they put the clothes on and all that type of shit. He's going in and out, in and out. It's like he rarely stayed behind that front desk during that 30-minute segment. Not saying he had anything to do with it, but I'm just letting you know I thought what you was thinking, what you're thinking right now. But during that 30-minute time frame, I just want to do a rewind so you understand where it can be this way or that way. We was told that he was supposed to be handing out folios at that time frame, right?
Right.
Also, what was said around that time, within that 30-minute time frame, is that he got a call that there was a disturbance of 3 girls knocking on room doors on the 9th floor.
Who seen that and who called him to tell him that?
It had to be a guest that called the front desk, and then his buddy that you call him called his walkie-talkie, and at that point, this is my opinion now, no proof, but this is how I see it. At that point, he called Francis Cave on the walkie-talkie and told him he could go check the 9th floor. He went to the 9th floor, and at this point, I think whatever he did with Kenneka was done. Now, where was he when that happened? I have no evidence, but it wasn't in that goddamn back freezer. I think he left her somewhere else, and then later on put her in that freezer. That's just my opinion. But
And we all know the beverage manager knew she was in that freezer.
But let's think about this too, though, our boss. Let's think about this, right? We see Kenneka actually walking. You see what I'm saying? We see her walking. What throws me off with this, man, and what's gonna always bother me is this footage that they say can't be tampered with, can't be messed with. You know what I mean? We see so much with everything that go on. Footage can be played with. You know what I mean? But to sit back and say that, and we looking at this girl, the way she's walking, the way she's stumbling, she would have fell. She would have fell and hit her face 50 times. But make it make sense. Kenneka walked up the ramp and didn't walk up the stairs. Didn't take the left and walk up the stairs. Kenneka walked down the hallway, lower level hallway, went to the bathroom, bumped into them stairs, and didn't even walk up them stairs. But you telling me she walk in the back dock area and push open a steel door and walk up some dirty stairs up a hallway like that? Now you got the strength to walk up them stairs?
Well, I mean,
out of all the stairs you pick, those are stairs you walk up.
I get where you're coming from. Let me just address something Chloe just put in the chat. She said maybe it was break time for the front desk clerk. Now, if you was watching that front desk footage, which I know you have because you don't watch damn near every ounce of fucking videos that was put out there, this dude was trying to he was keeping himself busy. He wasn't on no break. You know what I'm saying? This dude was walking to outside, pulling the little cart in there,
tapping his hands and shit, tapping his legs and shit.
He wasn't on no break. He definitely wasn't on no break. I can tell you that. What he was doing, did he know what Francis K was doing? I have no proof, so I'm not gonna even go there. I understand why you say what you say, Brazy, but I don't want to add that as another theory that somebody might add to it because I don't want that to be a part of mine.
I want to say allegedly in front of it, boss. But man, listen, we got years in this now, boss. I damn near feel like an investigator. I should have. Now they make me feel like I should have went to school. You know what I'm saying? Because when it's all said and done, man, now we got to look at body language. They done broke us down to the point where we got to read lips and look at body language. You know what I'm saying? And to sit back and see how France K interacted with everybody else, but to see how he interacted with him around those times, they were strange. Even if you look at the video now and look at how it kick off with dude behind the glass. You see old girl came in, she was popping her ass, you know what I'm saying, in the lobby for him. You know what I mean? Enticing these men. These men here all night, they see all type of women. You know what I'm saying? They dealing with all type of women, all type of people. They know what's going on in the hotel. So, man, look.
I have to say, it has been hard for me to believe from the beginning. When I first started hearing about this case, started watching it, it has been hard for me to believe, as busy as that hotel, as busy as it's shown that hotel is, even early in the morning, that nobody seen her on cameras, nobody saw her in the hallway. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's so crazy? They did whatever they did with Kenneka. They hurried up and did it because you got to understand, we can't take a chance of her making no noise. We can't. We need to go ahead and let her lure her to the right area. She's on her way. See, what's so crazy is when you got France K busting a move, he knew exactly how to run it to her because as long as you got somebody that's keeping him on point at that front desk, he know how to move around.
But Buddy was in and out. It was only the security guard, and it was only Francis Cave and that guy until that guy in the red jacket got there. Hold on, let's bring up Chloe. Crystal G 77. What's going on?
Chloe,
That's definitely something that's Lord as well. That was one of the theories that I believed at one point, but I respect how you feel because it was said that, and it's all on the news. But I don't think that had anything to do with Kenneka.
It seemed like when them girls got to getting in the hallway, you see Gray Jacket, you see Gray Blazer run out certain areas in the hall. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if he was coming out to distract them to see where they was going. You know, I don't know what he could see or whatever. I don't know how they played that, but them boys played that game. They played that. I hate to say it.
And seeing videos of how Kenneka acted and how she was, I could see him walking up to her and she'd be like, nah, and laughing in his face and him get mad.
On the real.
Oh, yeah. What up, Chloe?
No, I was offline. Got the littles tonight. With my daughter's here now. Back, I'm playing catch up with you guys. Sorry. Y'all were talking about the 3 to 3:30 time frame with the front desk manager guy. He was doing this, that, and the third, but he also walked over to the CFO and he warmed up his food. That's why I said the break time, because that would be mid-shift about time anyway.
I mean, that may be the case, and how coincidental would that be during the time that this dude is doing something that I feel he was doing something to Kenneka?
Man.
The front desk guy?
No.
Oh.
You're talking about the time frame. You're talking about around 3:30 to 4 o'clock, right?
Yeah, he was. We see him go over there in between doing those other things. We see him go into the CFO, and he does something, and then
who we talking about, Chloe?
You talking about the front desk guy?
Yeah, he went. He went. Didn't he go towards the pool area at one point in time?
No, he went and he went and warmed up a plate of food in the CFO restaurant, and he carries it back to the front desk area. That's why I was saying about the lunch break.
You remember when he went into that bathroom that Kenneka walked in?
What bathroom did you see Kenneka walk in?
Kenneka walked in the men's bathroom on the lower level.
Oh, on the lower level?
Yeah, he walked in that bathroom and came out like he had just washed his hands, and he walked back. He walked back towards the
bathroom.
Huh?
That is a staff bathroom.
Yeah, he walked back towards the kitchen, like walked back towards that same way. I mean, I'm not saying he wrong, but I'm saying everybody who I felt like was suspect was on that video coming through that hall.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Who do you not feel is suspect?
The kids.
Okay.
Homer Green, yes, I did see her videos. Go ahead, Corey.
So if that hallway is the hallway to go to the time clock, to go to the break room, and to go to the bathroom, yeah, you're going to see all the staff going up and down that hallway.
But wouldn't it be a coincidence that we see Kenneka going the same way staff use all the time, only staff? Let's make it make sense. You just said that's the way towards the time clock. That's the way towards this. That's the way towards that.
Yeah, the time clock's right there next to that door where she pulled it open. They say she pulled it open.
So it's other places Kenneka could have walked in this hotel, Chloe.
Oh, yeah. There's 150 places. Yeah, I ain't
But
gonna
for her to just all of a sudden make it down here where the time clock is and where certain workers, and it's like, come on, man, who would know to take her that way?
Now you're putting somebody in the hallway with her.
Right. Who would know to take her that way?
But that would mean that you'd have to be able to cut people out of a footage that they can't prove that's even able to do.
And that's what I was talking about earlier. That's why I left that part of the theories alone. Like I said, I'm not a camera technician. All I know is what I heard the dude say on the MTV special, and then I did my research, and that was the same thing I read.
And that's everything I've read. It's been all matched up. That's what sucks, but it is what it is.
And that's why I kept putting on the screen. I don't know if anyone paid attention. It's opinion over fact. And I will never argue with anyone's facts, but I will dismiss your opinion if I just disagree with it. That's just me. But if you can prove what you're saying to me is true, I have to accept that shit.
What is Crystal saying about is she saying the kids had a connection with the hotel?
They also had connection with that hotel. Who you talking about, Crystal G?
Where you go, Catherine?
Catherine fell off.
That's because she ain't got her Irene glasses on.
Stop that shit. April say, when you see Kenneka walk in the hallway, sometimes it looks like her hands is behind her back, like handcuff. Yeah, that footage, I'm gonna say this, April, it really depends on what footage you watch. And in the very beginning, that's why I said, if you guys want to look at the best footage, then go to Amp Easy Community Wall and go to this Google Drive. That is the actual footage that was given to
and explain to them that they can't view it on certain devices, though.
Yeah, like my goddamn Mac right here. I would have been playing all that shit for y'all right now, but for some reason it will not let me play this exe file on my Mac unless I screen record it and then download it that way. But other than that, I can't play it on here.
I tried Googling it.
If you want to play something, if you got it with your hand, you can.
I've got it plugged up, but I'm just saying. I mean, I don't know what it is that she wants to look at. She'd have to tell me where she saw people, Kenneka with their hands behind her back. But best I could find out about exe video type of formatting, mobile devices don't accept that as a program that they can work. Which, if you remember, in the very beginning, when the first day they released the case file on October 20th, 2 hours after they released it, it was taken down and then it was put back up. Within that amount of time, every conspiracy theory from Googly Moogly got up there. They took it down. Y'all didn't get it. Y'all screwed up and everything else. And what it was because mobile devices were not compatible to the whatever programming, however they set it up, which is why even some of the documents at that time, mobile devices couldn't even open them. So from my understanding, people that were calling in and putting it online live on YouTube and stuff, they were saying something about the software program and that they were having the technician come in to Rosemont to the website or whatever, and they were putting it in a different program format somehow. And I don't understand all that, so forgive me. But I just do remember everybody having that issue. I know that on my tablet, I could see it, I could download it, I can't remember if I could play the footage itself, but I could see everything else. I didn't have a problem with everything else. And I know on my cell phone, you couldn't do diddly squat really. And then when they did finally, eventually, you know, what, a year later, whatever it was, when they moved it to the box application, it was a totally different setup. If you were using the mobile devices, if you were on a computer or a laptop, it still appeared the same. That's why we didn't know that it had even gotten moved, because to us that was using the computers and stuff, it looked the same. But on the other one, on your tablets or I don't know about the MacBooks, but I know on the phones, you went through it and it was this long list. You had to scroll and scroll and scroll, like there was 60 items on a page instead of 20 items on a page. Things like that, you know, and but again, if you're fortunate enough to have a computer or a laptop, go to AMP's Google Drive and download what you can. I will say this, I hadn't announced it yet, but I have a subscriber viewer that has been sending me nice little small donations, and I got one today, and the little message with it said, "This is to put towards the FOIA request."
That's what's up.
So I'm going to, because what I've been wanting to do is, like I told you, go ahead and do the FOIA like everybody, you know, we could have done in the beginning, because I want to get the Western Passport drive to be able to see some dates and stuff on there that I want to check into. But because this particular person has actually, over a period of time, has actually sent me enough money that's he could have purchased it himself. I'm going to offer that up to people that maybe are still fearful to go do the FOIA request themselves, or are too insecure to do it themselves, and offer them, if they want, I'll copy it for them, as long as they want to pay for the little Western thing, which at the store here it's like right under $60. So that's the price that Rosemont's charging anyway. And make a copy of it and send it to them. I'd be willing to do that.
Cool. So what I want to do real quick, and you tell me if
I'll add to it what Rosemont don't have on there, like, you know, the 7th and other things like that, because that was never in the case file.
All right, so I did a video.
Hey, boss.
What's up?
Did I miss it when I fell off? Did you talk about, like, tell us what you totally believe happened?
I can't even remember what the hell I left off at now. Yeah, I did. Actually, I did.
I mean, because I've been wanting to know completely what you believe happened.
I believe if you wear these glasses that look like Irie.
Shut your face. There you go.
Now, come on. Now, Cassie, if it's not your version of what happened, then something had to happen.
No, I don't know what boss. To be honest with you, I do not know exactly what boss's total opinion is, so I'm curious.
Well, when we got to part 5, you know, I think we understood where I was going at with Francis Cave. I feel like during that 30-minute time frame, when he left the front lobby, he knew where she was at, which is in the lower level. The folios, I don't think he did those at all. Do I have proof? No. That's what he was supposed to be doing. I think he went and approached Kenneka, and I think he probably approached her during that time. They cut that camera off. Something happened that made them cut that camera off. So that's why I go to that point in the footage that when she was coming out, he knew where she was at. He was coming in. Did she get back to the little area where they say the cameras didn't work? I don't know. I would have to say I would feel like she did, because if he did something to her right there in that kitchen, she wouldn't have had to be moved to that kitchen. So I feel like she came back up out that kitchen, possibly made it to that area where they said the cameras wasn't working. And I think, you know, he put her somewhere else once he received that call to go check the 9th floor. His time has to be accounted for once they call you, right? So I feel like
the opportunity to do it.
He had the opportunity, and nobody can say nothing about it because you don't know where the hell he was at. So that's why I feel like with him.
And to make another point, if you had to have an employee's card to use that
Freight
elevator in the dock area, because none of us believe she did the stairs.
Thank
So that would make sense. There was an employee that had the key for that elevator.
I got two questions. First, I'll make the easy one. The elevator. We see the elevator and we don't see anywhere we can put a slot card or a key.
And I don't know. My assumption is just like hers. You would think you have to have a key to go up the freight elevator.
Somebody
I didn't
asked
say
me
you
that.
had to.
No, but somebody did ask me that in the last 24 hours, that if you had to have a key, a card, or a PIN code or something, but we don't see that.
I thought it was said.
Huh?
I thought there was something. I thought there was something said that there had to been to be able to use those. I thought
that was something I heard a person in the public say, but they were at the passenger elevator. They're at the regular guest elevators when they actually said that. But as far as like when you go up to that dock elevator and you look at it, the outside doorway, all that stuff, there's nowhere that I have found, because I've looked for that to see if there was a keypad that you got to punch in a number or something. I don't see any of that. And you can't have it just on the inside. You'd have to have it on the outside as well to be able to just open it. My second thing is about what you're saying, boss, with the security. You're saying that when he walked out of the lobby off camera, he could have took a left, right, turn, whatever it is, to go do whatever he may or may not have done. At that exact time, where is Kenneka at?
You ain't look at part 5?
I told you I just now got online.
Oh, I thought you saw it. We played part 4. You goddamn live.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, she was right there. Let's see, if I had to make an estimate when he got to the elevators, if he went to the elevators like I think he did.
Is we stopped seeing him at what was it, 329?
329:46.
Okay.
All right, and at 329:46, she was over there.
Say he ran. We'll say he ran. So he got there before 3:30 to the elevator. If he ran. I'm leaning on your side, right?
I didn't say he ran. You said that.
Well, he's so happy bouncing his arms and flapping like a little bird. Okay.
But she was over there by the water fountain, I believe.
At 3:30?
No. Listen. When she hit that goddamn rail, and then she went out of sight. What's over there in that corner?
The water fountain.
Okay, I thought so. All right, so at that point, he had just left the screen.
Okay.
All right. So I don't know how long it would have took him to get to those elevators and her to come back around the side, back in the view of the camera. So I can't tell you exactly. That's damn near impossible. I would have to count the time frame it took for him to get from that office to out of the camera.
I can't tell you the time. I could tell you a route he would have took, but it would be all been off camera. But it would have took a minute. You want to hear it?
Are you talking about that route that you told us about the other day?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, you leave the lobby, going towards the elevators. So now we got no camera, right?
Mm-hmm.
You go down that either the stairs or the ramp, it don't matter. But before you get to the elevators, you hang a right.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a choice. He can either take the fire stairs down to that room, or he can cut through the pool. I've always believed that there is, on the other side of the pool, when you're facing like the bar, there's several doors there.
Okay.
I believe that one area is, I would say, pool equipment type stuff, because you got to have your machine. I forget the name of it. The machine that filters the water and all that stuff, right? Is in one of those doors. To the far front, where you first walk in, past the weight stuff, there's a ping pong table, and then there's like little shower change rooms, whatever you want to call it, back in that area. Okay. In my conspiracy days, but I still feel it in somewhat, that there's a connection from there to be able to get to the lower level. Now, if he would have done that, knowing the layout that I know, it would still put him in that area, like where those fire escape stairs are and stuff. You know what I'm talking about? Behind that big room?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay. And he would have come out right there by the area where that water, you know, that room where the water fountain and stuff is. All that would have been off camera, but that would have taken a lot more time.
I want to look at this real quick, and you tell me this is what I put together. I think about a year ago, and if hey, like I said, I don't mind being corrected, but I put this together, and I want to make sure this is the right route that was taken. So I want y'all to check this out. This was the night, so I'm gonna mute up.
Oh, you want to do something?
Irritated.
Open up that door. You take one half a step to your right is another door to another freezer part. Take a half step up, turn to your left, pull the other door. This door would be closing anyway.
Don't feel bad, 12. He beat me too. He's quick draw tonight.
What you talking about?
She said that you were fast on that one. He was so fast, I went to do it, and I ended up unhiding the robot, and I had to go hide it back.
All right, let me hold on. I'm gonna ask this question, bro. I'm gonna start with you, matter of fact. Now, the time that we know she got off the elevator to the end time, do you think that was possible for her to walk that route in that time frame? I know I did one of them in slow motion, so excuse me.
They definitely took out when she came around that corner and walked up that long hall. Whatever frame that was before that, we didn't get that.
I told Chloe that same shit.
We didn't get that frame.
You talking about when she came up the ramp? That's what you talking about?
No. We know we didn't get the frame where when she got off the elevator, then everything paused and then she just popped up on the ramp.
Okay.
So that something was took out right there. Like she don't look how she looked when she got off the elevator is not how sluggish she looked when she walked up that ramp.
I think Catherine said the same thing.
So
well, I felt like her walking into the kitchen at the end was not as sluggish as she was throughout the rest of the video. I've always felt that in the video. Yeah, I've always felt like that kitchen scene was first instead of last because she looks so much neater, in my opinion.
Yep.
And the fact that, of course, you can't see the
brought down to that kitchen for a reason. And you know what's so crazy is, we got to look at
the fact. Cassie's guy.
Huh? What?
I said she could have been going meeting Cassie's guy in the kitchen. You never know, getting freaky in the kitchen.
I mean,
my man that night, okay?
I just feel like it's some shit. I feel like if it was a situation where these kids was linking up on a sneaky link type situation, then it's somebody that work in this kitchen that we're not seeing. You know what I mean? Because from the people that we're seeing, I don't think they had no type of connection to go down there and do something. But then it's like, you've seen videos, whether they was false videos of Monifa walking through a kitchen. You know what I mean? They was trying to say, what was that situation about? Like,
that wasn't even the Crown Plaza, though.
I mean, what the hell is to these kitchens? What the hell? What was the thing to the kitchen? That they always said was she going to get ice? I mean, you said it was an ice machine on that floor, but yet, shit, we see the manager going to get. I mean, what was it? Ice in that ice machine?
There's ice on every floor.
How do we know that though?
Because we've seen it.
I ain't been in there. I ain't seen that.
Well, we've seen it. We've seen it on guest videos, and we've seen where the guests at the hotel have actually walked around and just uploaded those videos to the internet. And those of us that have researched back then and was collecting all those kinds of things, we've seen it and we have it.
This walk was for a reason, though.
But did
she walk like she did it before? Like she walked down there before, like earlier that like what time did they make it to this hotel?
They walked in at 1:13.
1:13.
What scenes are we not seeing?
Did you speak on?
No, I just responded to your question.
Okay. I think that was a big like wham. Because it kind of with what Brazy's saying with where was Kenneka going? Where whatever. I don't know where that comment came from. If it's even, God forbid, if it's even true or not. But it opened up a whole different area in my brain.
What?
What's that?
Her saying that.
Saying what?
Oh, you talking about? Hold on, let me read it again.
Somebody put
have you spoken on, Teresa, about KJ working at the airport? Did she just get that job?
No, the way that she mentioned it, she said that she had worked there, and then she says she worked at McDonald's. Now I know that when she was working at McDonald's, that was a while back. So because she mentioned it in that order, I don't know which is she going forwards or backwards. But I've know a lot of the jobs that Kenneka's had, and I've never heard anybody ever mention or seen pictures or anything like that of the airport. But there is one picture. I always put it off to working like a labor ready type of thing where they, you know how like you go in and work the events for a concert or something like that.
Yeah.
They got that orange vest on. Kenneka's got a picture like that. Now, that may be something that was from the airport, but I would think that you had to be a certain age to work at an airport or something.
My father worked at the airport, but you don't have to be a certain. Listen. The airports in Chicago, they have like McDonald's built inside of them, different restaurants, Subways, stuff like this.
Okay.
So when somebody say, "Oh, I got a job at the airport," that means they either got a job at McDonald's or one of the restaurants, or they got.
Kenneka worked at the airport, and then she said Kenneka worked at McDonald's. Now, I do know that Kenneka, Irene, Bree, Monifa, all of them has worked at McDonald's. Now, which McDonald's, I don't know.
Right.
But I've seen them all in that uniform. I know she worked at White Castles as well. But I've never heard anybody ever say specifically Kenneka working at the airport that's right there in Rosemont.
You know what hit my head as soon as you said that about the airport? She could have met your dude that you talk about on your beliefs. She could have met him there.
When?
I don't just she's talking about like in previous time. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Yeah. I mean, if she worked at the airport, and this dude come in and regularly.
Let me ask you this, Kat. Let me ask you this, Catherine. It's a known fact that Lenora told the police about these dudes, right? About these numbers in the phone. But Chloe, you said it wasn't that she was saying about the numbers in the phone. Because remember, I thought she was specifically saying like the
way the police report says it is that she mentions number 3 and number 4. Number 3 and number 4 have a description. That description matches up to a phone number of a person in the case file.
Now, she mentioned them. She mentioned these two, number 3 and number 4, that was in Kenneka's phone. So she was aware of the numbers that was in Kenneka's phone.
No. She didn't say Kenneka's phone. She said that number 3 and number 4. She didn't say 3 and 4. I'm assuming she said their names. The case file has them listed as number 3 and number 4. Said that these two people were at the party at some time of the night and they're from out of town.
Listen.
Now, hold on.
Lenora didn't say something. It's something Lenora didn't say. Girl, you so fine, Lenora. Why you lie? It's something you didn't say. It's something you didn't say. And I hate to cut you off, boss, because it's in my soul to say it. Listen. Kenneka went to Lenora's house, right?
After she left Teresa.
Yeah, right before she went to the party.
Okay.
Off towards the party.
She went to Lenora's house right before this party. So it's safe to say Lenora knew something that was going on. I'm going to tell you why. Because for her to state that means a conversation had to happen before Kenneka went to this party. And the only people that was at the house that we know that was going to this party with Kenneka was who? Because Kenneka went to Lenora's house with who?
Monifa.
With Monifa, right?
Hold on. So Monifa was at Teresa's house with Kenneka?
Kenneka picked Monifa up.
That's what I thought. I thought somebody was at the house with her when they went to go get Monifa.
No.
Listen to this, boss.
Kenneka left the job interview. She texted Monifa at 6:30, said, "You want to go to the movies?" So between 6:30 and 7, she picked Monifa up. They went to Teresa's house.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Sometime after that, she talked to everybody in the world. Okay. Now, wherever she stopped along the way, okay, whatever. When she actually left Teresa's house at 11:30, she stopped at Leonora's. Now I don't know how long it takes to do her eyes and hair, so maybe she stopped.
And she changed clothes. Remember?
And she changed from the black Adidas into the blue denim.
So
at midnight ish, since I wasn't in the car riding with them, she picked up Bree and Maya. Maya was with Bree because Maya's the one that was talking to Irene, talking about, I wanted to come to your party, but I'm with Bree and I know y'all don't get along. And then she turned around and texted Monique, Kenneka.
You jumped past the whole part, Chloe. Chloe, you missed the whole section. You jumped over to them riding in the car. Let's bring this back. Monifa and Kenneka went to Lenora's house by themselves.
Ever how long it took them to do the eyes and
the eyebrow, the hair.
And that's where they changed their mind. And that's where they changed their mind about not going to the movies and going to the party instead.
Apparently. I personally think that it was kind of maybe sitting on the, I ain't even gonna say the back burner, because if you already got Irene and Monique and Shamaya talking about, the party, and Maya's with Bree, and they got to be talking about it because Bree's texting to her cousin about, have you gone to the party yet? No, not yet. Blah blah blah. Somebody got this.
Boss, you see how this shit just went down?
I understand that, but
you see why Monifa good? You see why Monifa good?
Everybody knew that they was going to the hotel party except for Monifa.
You see why Monifa good with Lenora and the mama? Because whatever was said at Lenora house between Kenneka and Monifa, whether she was sitting there listening, the shit went wrong. That's why that's why Lenora was able to spot out them two guys who was going to be at the party. Whether she sat back and said, oh, she lied. She didn't want to say why they was at the hotel. She just wanted to throw them at a party, which we never seen them in the party. So you just wanted to throw them out there, which you did. But at the end of the day, whatever Monifa knew and whatever went wrong at the hotel, Monifa was able to come back and tell the mama, like she said, and the police, because something went wrong.
She said, I ain't got to tell nobody nothing except for her mama and the police, and that's who I told.
Something went wrong. That's why.
And Cassie,
yes.
If Lenora knew that those two guys were being at the party, then they must have been talking about it then. So Monifa would have known too.
Exactly.
I'm not denying that. What I'm saying is that, in my opinion, between Maya and Bree talking to Irene, and then you got Kenneka and Monifa's together, but we know that Kenneka was already making some kind of plans or whatnot about the hotel party. Monifa's the only one that didn't know about going to this hotel party.
But Monifa the only one that know what Lenora was talking about at that house. The other girls don't know. The other girls don't know. So when Monifa gets to the party, she already know what's been said at Lenora house between Kenneka, her, Lenora, these guys, or whatever. So Monifa know. These girls don't know. So
look why Monifa said, I don't want to be bothered. All that miscellaneous stuff going on out there.
Nah, that part right there, that really bothered the shit at me too. When she was like, you got to get up out of here. Why?
Because you know what it is? Whatever probably was gonna go down, Kenneka probably didn't want to do the shit.
No,
you don't think if
I looked at it the other way, Monifa didn't want nothing to do with nothing.
Because it was said that they met up. Hey, if it was these two guys, that means we got two guys, we got two girls. Monifa, who did you leave Kenneka with?
The two girls came up with people not understanding Bree saying two viewers.
No, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about Lenora named two guys. So if you're naming two guys, we're looking at two girls that disappear. One girl come back. You feel me? What then went down with these two girls? Didn't disappear,
though. Two girls did not disappear.
No, only one. So it's like, did y'all separate with these two guys?
Okay, well, wouldn't it be reasonable to say that if everybody saw the girls standing outside the room close to the elevators before Kenneka did disappear, then they would have, if there would have been two guys that she disappeared with at that moment, everybody would have saw two guys as well.
But we never would have seen the footage of what floor these girls went to actually, because they're going to take that out. You would give us Kenneka getting away from a room.
No cameras on those hotel floors.
Huh?
There is no cameras on the hotel floors. There never has been.
So it's some we don't know then. Because think about it. Monifa left out the room with Kenneka. Where did y'all go?
Right there. They didn't go nowhere.
No, we don't see Monifa. Y'all, okay, so y'all left and went right there from what we don't know if we don't know that's for true. We don't know if that's true.
Between the three girls, between Monifa and Maya and the guys, the people that were arriving to the party and the people that were leaving at the party, because this was all in a transaction at the same few minutes, within the same 10 minutes, put it that way.
These guys come into play. They come into play somehow.
They're her relatives, some of them. You can't point fingers at them.
No, but one thing you said, Chloe,
they certainly didn't leave with her.
You said if this guy was involved.
I'm not talking about that guy. I'm talking about the guys that were coming to the party.
No, I ain't talking about the guys that was coming to the party.
They were right there, is what I'm saying. They would have said something.
Yeah, they would have seen something.
They didn't. These, I mean, like Cocky and them. These guys are damn. At the time, they were damn near 30 years old.
I'm gonna tell you this: if they would have called any of these people foul, it would have been some shit that would have went on in that hotel with a lot of them guys in there. At the end of the day,
that's what I'm saying. So whatever took place didn't take place on that 9th floor. So when Kenneka took off in that elevator by herself, it took place after that.
But I've always said that I felt like them people playing craps or dice or whatever they were playing, even if they were off in the corner, off to the side, I've always felt that one of them should have seen Kenneka walk into the elevator.
Let me catch the chatter, because I don't think they're familiar who y'all talking about. So in the case file, there was two people that was mentioned in the police report that was given to them by Lenora. And one thing that Cassie feels that was somebody that Kenneka was possibly meeting at the hotel. And the intention wasn't to hurt her or nothing like that. It was to hook up, point blank, period. And when I get to my endpoint at the the freezer, Chloe feels like maybe she met with somebody else at that point. So just in case y'all did not know what the hell they talking about, we're talking about those two people. Now, going back to what you said, Brazy, you just brought something in my head. Two people. Why was there two people? I know they wasn't setting up to run the, you know what I mean for to say.
Right.
So Chloe, did you ever think about two people, 3 and 4, you said? But it's only one person you felt like she met with, and that was the guy that you described to me. What did the other person come into?
Well, all I can say is I can't say who she was supposed to be meeting or not meeting. All I can say is that Leonora mentions and gives two people's information. Of those two people, one of those two people's information matches to a T, down to his age and everything, a phone number that is in the case file that the cops are telling, who are they telling? Target to look at their Facebook for any lives or something like that. And that phone number was not covered up. And when I ran the information about the phone number to find out whose it was, it had a lot of connections back to other things, other documents in this case. Now, there's a lot of scenarios that we've all talked behind the scenes and a little bit in the front line in front of everybody that could have, or maybe this and maybe that. But one thing's for sure is that phone number belongs to a man whose description and age, his race, everything matches to one of the two guys that Leonora mentions.
And he's never on camera.
And yeah, we don't see him on camera. As well as on the phone number itself is actually a California number, but the guy has dual residency that lives in New York. And there is a police log, the call log, where they speak and call to somebody in California who tells the police in their little notes, it says, I already talked to a detective, but I don't remember his name. And that's they left it at that. They didn't put in all the information. So the rest of it we are left to speculate on.
And see, that's always bugged me, with your scenario, even without your scenario, that there shows that if that guy was there, Cassie, he's not on any of the cameras. You know, we saw a picture of him. You found a picture of him. He's not on any of the cameras anywhere throughout that hotel.
You know
So
why? You
you
know why
figure
that
he
man?
with him. Who else can it be not shown on cameras?
Hey, you know what's
Well,
so crazy?
I've always felt like, and I hate saying this because I don't want to encourage the conspiracy theorist, especially Mr. Figaleaf. But in all reality, whether we really want to admit things or not, yes, we have to accept Chicago/Rosemont. Okay, there's corruption. There's corruption in all the cities in the United States, maybe more some than others, maybe some's been more exposed than others. Okay, there's also, yes, there is the exotic adult industry.
These girls was back paging, man. I don't know why we trying to
Is
get past
that
this,
way
man.
in every city in America as well. Yes, do they hold a convention there? Yes.
These girls was back paging, man.
The back page thing has never been proven legit or not legit.
It ain't gotta be proven, but I'm gonna tell you this: ain't no reason Lenora sat back and put her sister on a lick, and it went wrong. She knew it. She knew about that man. She knew. She knew who it was.
I think that it's highly weird. I'm not gonna say suspect, but I think it's highly weird that a lot of things that were said that turned out to be public gossip, there were itty bitty pieces within that did turn out to be factual. And it's kind of like the saying where they say every lie's got a dot of truth in it somewhere in the beginning. It's always bugged me, yes, that why did Leonora feel the need? Now the what is that guy? What's that guy, Brazy, in Chicago? The crime chaser. There we go.
Yeah, the crime chaser guy.
He kind of fed her into saying this, I believe, because the way he said it was, what's one more thing you want to say to the folks that all this negativity, things that they're saying that's not true about Kenneka? So he was kind of like feeding her this, but her response came back to the way that Kenneka was dressed. Your books cover don't describe the book and all this other stuff, and Kenneka only ever had 2 boyfriends in her life because tampons hurt her. All that was irrelevant. Extra.
That was very irrelevant. And every time I talk to people from the city,
why are you pushing that narrative? Granted, there was some rumors at the time about Backpage and different things like that, and I was at the time I was one that was like, oh hell no, that's not true. But it did always sit in the back of my mind is why are we saying these things?
Listen. It's crazy because Kenneka, it's like this. It's like this, y'all. Regardless of what she did, a girl shouldn't have lost her life, and we all feel like that. You know what I mean? But it's like, and I feel people. You don't want to talk down on nobody. This and this, this and that. But none of us know her personally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm just going off of what I'm paying attention to from the actions of girls from my city. When I sit back and look at it, this ain't nothing that I'm looking at that I ain't been through. Backpaging, getting up with these girls. You know what I'm saying? Hitting them with whatever, $40, $60, $80. We doing whatever. This is experience. You know what I'm saying? Whether they trying to set your ass up, whether they got to click a little dudes they hang with.
You got to admit that happens in every city in America.
Trust me, yes, it do. So I don't want to talk. I don't want people to think you can't. I know people don't want to look at Kenneka in a light where, oh, she was like this, she was like this. But unless you were in her back pocket hanging with her, you got to look at it both ways, man. This girl Lenora didn't sit up here and know about a guy, these guys for nothing that wasn't even at a party. These girls running around and they want real money. This was a guy that wasn't from the hood. He wasn't from the neighborhood. They don't backpage with guys from the neighborhood. They backpage with these guys that's sitting up here and they Chinese and they from out of town or they, you know what I'm saying, overseas, because that's the real money. That's the real money. So if something went down at this hotel where this airport at, where these people coming through, and Lenora to set up here, put her sister on game, look, I can't even get up with him tonight. He spent good money too. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's how it goes down in my city. I hate to say that. It's like we love Kenneka, but shit, y'all stop it. Look at it in a lot of ways, because right now, man, look, I'm telling you.
This is what we're gonna do.
Kenneka's cousin reposted this about a week ago. I wanted to play it. It's a short little chinga.
Okay, I added to the screen.
I posted this up back when I first started my channel, and I got a lot of negative feedback about it. So I took it down. But I see that Kenneka's cousin reposted it on her memories on Facebook. So I'm going to repost it, and hopefully I won't get the negative comments like I had gotten when I did it the first time. But this is some interactions between her and her cousins and Bree.
Now, if you can't read it because of your phone, it's Quetta Bernardine. She posted it September the 12th, 2017, and it says, "My little cousin was always by you whole side, drunk, high, or whatever. She never left y'all hanging," is the caption that she put.
Okay, you go just tell Snapchat your address. Don't put that on Snapchat. Please don't. Yo. That's not funny. You have to. Yes. How much?
There you go. So to me, that's, like what I've heard Brazy say it, but I've heard everybody said it. I've even said it. No matter what you're doing in your life, past, present, future, whatever, nobody deserves to lose their life. When I'm hearing that now, and I hear it differently now, because now I hear it like she was doing something wrong and she died. But in my mind, it's like, you know what? How many people die every day that wasn't doing nothing wrong? They don't deserve to die either. So nobody, in my opinion, nobody ever deserves. Me and God still having our argument about why'd you make us if we gotta die? Why can't we just live 10,000 years? But that's just me. And it's like, and I'm not being funny, I'm being serious, but so it's kind of like I'm starting to not really even understand that statement anymore about that, because I don't think anybody deserves to die at any time, really. But nobody's innocent. None of us at any age in our life, no matter how good we think we are. In somebody else's eyes, it's still going to appear differently.
Right. I definitely agree with that. We are on the panel. I appreciate everybody for coming up here. I want to get an opportunity to do a little Q&A. If you got any questions for anybody up here on the panel, feel free to do so. I'm going to play a song, so when we come back, it's Q&A and we getting the hell up out of here. Because, I don't go well over the time I normally go, so sit tight.
He's good.
Told me clean my mess up so I wouldn't stress her and leave my homework on the dresser. I was like a professor. My motivation came from cultivate for those who slowly hated on my generation. Those the one I knew that wouldn't make it. My concentration, you could never break it. My domination never hesitate. His mercy and his good graces. But nowadays it's a lot we facing. To one virus turn to a whole lot of cases. They racist. Another black man facing cases. They try to break us all down with every situation. I'm from Obama Nation. It hurt him bad when he got nominated. It's a shame cause the blacks still hate. See the progress, I can taste it. Why they still think we on the wait list. Only ways make it so we can't make shit. We still search for greatness. And I don't know how you gon' take this. The truth is you still gotta face, still lacking education. That bullshit they teaching us is basic. 2 parents in the home and slowly fade. While the bar ain't even raised. When a death is the only damn occasion. That's the only time my people start praying. Now how is that amazing? They keep a bag so they blaze. All that loud shit make a nigga lazy. Hey, you can take it how you want, baby. I'm just speaking facts, so that's all. This is about that big shit, baby. We in the building.
Body to be global.
Murder.
All right, so we got our first question that pops up, and that comes from April. And she asks, do any of y'all think we're looking at the right kitchen? Anyone?
I would have to ask to clarify the right kitchen for what part?
Which kitchen are you talking about, April?
No, I mean, like, are you talking about the right kitchen that she was found in, the right kitchen that she died in, the right kitchen that something went down in?
Okay, we'll wait for her response. We'll go to, I guess this is a statement more than anything. I live in Chicago, and I'm assuming you say this case was very interesting to a lot of us. Do you think the police were involved or the hotel? I just did her friend's filter. To answer your question, I'm gonna give you my opinion on that. I can't say the police was involved in what happened to her, but I will say they're involved of helping cover it up. All of them, maybe not. Somebody knew what happened and they didn't say anything. Rosemont, you goddamn right. I don't think the hotel planned her death. I think it was an individual, which I mean, y'all done seen what I thought. Anybody else can put their thoughts in it as well.
Yeah, it's plain to see that the hotel, but definitely was involved to cover it up. I mean, we all see the manager go there to the freezer, so he obviously knew that she was in there. So there, yeah, for the cover up.
The question is, why would they cover, and who would they cover it up for? Like, why would they? Who this person has to be someone important or valuable to this hotel in some form or way to even do this for. So that makes me wonder, what was he even there for?
Well, I mean, if he represents the hotel, then the hotel's gonna be responsible.
That's right there. What you two gentlemen just said is the part that I have an issue with y'all's opinion on this being connected to the security guard, because the security guard is not a representative of the hotel. He's subcontracted out through a third party.
He's still employed by them. He's still employed.
He's not employed by them. He's employed by security Capital Security.
Who paid that company?
Capital Security is paid by Crown Plaza.
So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I understand he's employed by Capital Security, but they are still some type of a representation, whether they're a separate company. You're trusting these people to work amongst your employees. How the hell can they not be responsible?
How much is a music artist's behavior going to affect the producer when he has multiple artists signed under him?
How much a music artist going to affect the producer?
His bad behavior going to affect the producer if the producer has multiple artists signed underneath them.
It really depends on how much money that particular artist is bringing in. If let's say, for instance, you got, let me just name a random hot artist right now. You got the Baby versus let's say Afro Man. Afro Man ain't bringing in shit, and Baby gets in trouble. Now you can depend on this Afro Man. It's damn right that it's gonna affect him getting in trouble. It's gonna affect the whole fucking label. They ain't gonna make no fucking money no more.
No, what I mean is, in other words, let me put it in more simpler terms for people that don't know all the music artists, okay, that follow this case. Is one is okay. Von signed underneath Dirk, and so is a lot of other people. So if Von does something bad, is people going to blame Dirk? No, they're not. So that's why I say I don't see the hotel covering up for security.
Cassie, that's different when it comes to contracts and stuff and people hiring out another company for the hotel. The hotel is still going to cover it up. I don't care what is said. That the hotel reaches out to that company and say, okay, we want to hire somebody. We want to use you to secure our hotel.
Yeah.
Okay.
They
So
made that decision to choose them.
But they can always sign another contract with another security company.
yeah, they can do that, but that's not what happened that night. It's to do with that night. It's not to do with what happened later.
What
It's
I'm
still
saying, in
what
other words, like if the hotel found out security did have something to do with it, the hotel could throw the whole security and their company under the bus instead of covering up for them.
I got a great goddamn way to explain this, and we can stick to music. We know Young Dolph just got killed. We know Straight Drop is an affiliate of Soulja Boy. He's also a good. He's now friends with Yo Gotti. Hold on. So if and Yo Gotti got several artists under his label. If Yo Gotti knew what he did, or hell, let's just say he told him to do it, which I have no proof of, so don't say that. You don't think he's not going to protect this man? If that man start talking, or he feel like he's going to talk, guess what Yo Gotti going to do to him?
If Yo Gotti told him, or if Yo Gotti had prior knowledge, something to that effect, yes.
I said if. I ain't say. I said
if.
if.
If he did, then yes, I could see him doing that. But that
even
would be
if he didn't.
That would
you know why? Let me tell you why. Even if he didn't know, Yo Gotti had beef with Young Dolph. You feel what I'm saying? So this dude made a decision to go do some shit on his own without even telling Yo Gotti.
Hey, boss. April has a point. He said the security had control before the police. She's got a point.
How is that?
Hold on, let me see that.
Okay, because security was there, Cassie, before the cops were called.
No, but a lot of people keep assuming that you got water falling on your head. It looks like, boss.
Oh, shit, hold on. I'm my shit off.
A lot of people assume that security has access to control the footage and the security cameras. He doesn't. Because of him being a third party subcontracted out, he'd only been there 6 months. Crown Plaza is not going to give that man his the security.
Now, do we know for a fact they're not going to give it to him, or we just assume that they will do that?
They are a Fortune 500 company. They are not going to give a 6-month-old employee, a subcontracted employee at that.
Y'all let these kids come up here and turn up at y'all hotel like that. There's 4 or 5.
Understand all of y'all. I didn't understand everybody talking about that. What I'm saying is, it's been proven by BeboCheck. When that footage, as it's played out live, it's automatically uploaded to the clouds. To access it to the clouds, you got to have the password to that account. They are not going to give that account password to every Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Oh, so this is what I was talking about: opinion versus facts. Now, when you went to say, do you think that they would protect this person? That's when you can argue with anybody as long as you want to, because it's
just that you got to have a reason to.
Listen. We got a lot of people that don't have fucking common sense at all. And you wonder why they do the shit they fucking do. You'll never think they do the shit they do, but they do. That's the point I'm trying to make.
But are they in business still and making it? The hotel didn't get shut down. The hotel didn't really, their business didn't get hurt.
And what does that say? It says a lot of things to me.
It says to me that they would have even blossom more if they would have if they would have known that security was guilty of something, that if they would have just thrown them under the bus, it would have made them look better.
I have to disagree.
But that's your opinion. That's not for sure.
If I left my child with you,
okay, I'm gonna
hold on. If I left my child, hold on. Your daughter's babysitting my child, and you recommended your daughter to babysit my child, and I come back and my child is no longer living, I'm finna fuck all y'all up. And guess what? Your company's gonna look bad because, especially if you're the head honcho and you recommended your daughter to babysit my child, nobody's gonna fuck with you again. I promise you that.
Now, okay, I'm gonna give you a freebie here because I told you when things pop up in my head, whether I like it or not, I'm gonna tell you, even if I ain't going with it.
Let's go.
I'm pulling it up to make sure before I open my big ass mouth, especially since it's all
Let me go back to some. I'm trying to get everybody before we leave. Let's see.
Well, my mind went off. Okay, I don't have it on this. I don't have it on this laptop, but y'all, a lot of y'all probably already know that it's been around any length of time. My first thought was going to my own heritage, and I know you do this a lot, and a lot of people's done it, like, oh, who's going to cover up for the black kids? My mind went to when we're talking about security guard. Who's going to cover up for Mexican? No, that's right. He ain't Mexican. He's Filipino. Who's going to cover up for Filipino? Wait a minute, stupid. You forgot. Even though the population of Filipinos are a bazillion, one thing they got in common, and I can say this because my sister-in-law is Filipino. They all go to California to go back to the Philippines. It's a little island. You ain't got a choice. They are tight like the Hispanic culture. And I just remembered Lenny's wife, who passed away of COVID. If I'm 99% sure she's Filipino. Resco's wife, I'm 99% sure is Filipino.
Okay.
I need to go back and check and see if I can find names. Is there a relationship and connection there?
Okay.
That would give a reason for let's cover up for this third party subcontracted employee.
Isn't it three brothers? Isn't it three of them? France Cade and two more brothers?
There's several in that family. His family is like your typical non-white family. I don't know how to explain it without sounding stupid, but like the Mexicans,
yes,
a lot
Beverly Security.
we take in a lot of the cousins and stuff. His family, he had a lot of cousins around him as a lot of the time growing up, so it wouldn't surprise me if they did live under the same household as well.
I want to.
So it's hard to distinguish cousins versus brothers.
I'm gonna try to get to most of these questions. We got one more. We got another one on the screen.
Can you go back to April's? The other one that about the kitchen, she did clarify, and if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, I can say this: we all agree that this kitchen that's in his background screen is the kitchen that they say that they found her in, and those of us on the panel, I believe we all agree that we don't feel like that's where she was really found or died in.
Oh, we definitely don't feel like that's where she died.
Lay down and died.
Yes.
I think she was definitely placed in that damn.
I think we all agree that we feel like that she was placed there. Can't say that we're all right. We just all in agreement that that's what we feel.
Right. Homer says, "Do anyone think that the gang thing or some sort of revenge was in play?" And this is something that you and Brazy was talking about the other night. I'll let y'all two go to that because I don't do the gang shit.
I don't know nothing about the gangs either. Y'all take it over.
Simplest answer: if the gang wanted to do anything, they would have taken her in the alley and put a bullet behind her head.
The reason it was brought up is because
Kenneka,
when everybody always said Kenneka brother, they didn't look at the fact that Lenora had a baby daddy named Yodi. Yodi was involved with another person, which was a female that was really a stud. They killed T.Y. Rowland's brother. Now, allegedly. Now, Kenneka calls Yodi her brother. all the time. Her brother, she got him on her Facebook page, all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So this is why people thought that could have been a possibility. You know what I mean? Because how they around each other. Like Kenneka show up, you know, she represent Yodi as her brother, but your brother, you know, it's allegedly him and somebody else killed my brother. Now you go to the party and you got TY, the sister, and all these different people there. You know, what's the feelings? Why TY say he was walking his sister down? You know what I'm saying? What was the real feelings?
But allegedly, that's why Yodi and the stud were both killed back in 2014 and 2016. That was supposedly, allegedly, the revenge payback on that.
Now they get killed in 2014, 2016, but Kenneka gets to the party and she there in 2017, a year later, and you
gotta remember they're all still cool. The families are cool with each other though.
But it's like this is what they say. We talking about some kids though. We know the mamas.
I'm talking about the adults.
No, what I'm saying is we know the adults are cool with each other. We know Kenneka mama and them cool with TY and the mama. But what's the feelings really? Once alcohol and drugs get involved and people standing around, and this bra standing right here, but you could clearly go to her page and see she got Yodi on her page, pictures and everything.
Okay, that was added after her death by her mother.
Okay.
I will say that.
But she never made any post, but she made posts about Yodi.
Not so much since he's been deceased. No.
Kenneka made posts about Yodi. I read posts that she made about him. Like she
made posts about him up until his death, and then right after his death, it was just a RIP type of thing.
Right.
But anything that's been posted after that it may have been done when like a memories type of thing being reposted by her family, her mama. But and like I said, I did follow that theory for a long time. But you got to remember there again, you would be having TY standing there against the whole room because you got her cousins there. You got, actually that whole scene in TY's live where you hear not the biggest bees in here for bank and this and that. That was his own people that he brought to the party, playing whatever you want to call it, to see who was the biggest, baddest, whatever. It was them versus Bankhead, and Bankhead being his brother that was killed in 2013. Okay, and those were the same girls that he brought to the party himself. So again, if he would have been irritated or bothered in some kind of way about his brother's death during that night, I think that it would have been with the girls that he brought there that was sitting there saying something about Goody Gang or whatever.
Right. I want to check out this comment.
No, and Kenneka wasn't part of Goody Gang
still. Unconditional love. This really just caught my eye. I couldn't leave it alone. You said you worked for the clinic and a hospital at 17. I'm assuming you mean to say they sold me to the doctors in the surgery room and they had their way. What the fuck was this at?
And she been talking throughout the chat like where you from?
Now, I know unconditional love now. That's the first time I ever heard her say some shit like that.
Our phones are computers. We trust Ro.
12 say terrible unconditional. Okay, she's just talking to her.
I can tell you for a fact, no matter what anybody has said, the Wilsons are her blood family, period. We have ran the family line. They are her family.
And it started to make me think when I seen them in the hallway, was they looking for her? Was they looking for their cousin?
They stopped. I forget which one it was.
Didn't one of them pull the fire alarm?
I'm sorry, what?
Didn't one of them pull the fire alarm?
That was that night. That was a whole different time. Saturday night. The Wilsons, one of them actually said that they spoke with the girls in the lobby on their way out and saying, the girls had said that they were looking for Kenneka, and they said pretty much the same thing what Patrick and Dorian had said, that it's not uncommon, not just for Kenneka, but for all of them really, to dip off. But nobody was in a panic mode because, come on, in reality, she was only gone a half hour to an hour at that point.
And you're right. You're absolutely right. But why in the fuck would she come back and say Kenneka missing? if she was only gone for that 15 minutes that you was in the room, why would you come back and say she's missing?
Boss, it's something about what Lenora talked to them. There's something about that house. What happened at that house with Lenora?
Because you got to also remember, as through the 4 years, Irene's only told a half a sentence at a time. Damn, if you know.
Now I see why Monifa got the green light.
What green light?
The reason Monifa got the green light is because Monifa was at that house with Kenneka when her and Lenora was talking about
what are you saying is a green light? What are you saying is a green light?
Oh no, it was a go. It's a go as far as we ain't finna whoop Monifa. I was wondering why the girl that took Kenneka out the room is not the girl who getting her head beat in by Kenneka's sisters and cousins and friends and family. This girl is at the damn at the grave site, laying down, making videos.
That's not accurate. That's not accurate.
Oh, what's not accurate?
I don't actually seen
Maya and
Lenora went off on goddamn Monifa.
Yeah, they went off on him on social media, but Monifa and Maya got their ass beat by Zahari and the other girl that was in the car with Zahari when Zahari
but
made
it's
that
still
shot.
not nothing where they're looking at Monifa. Monifa, listen to me. It's one thing to get your ass beat, but it's one thing to get your ass beat because that happened in the beginning. But it's another thing to sit back and be going to this girl burial site and taking videos and I miss my friend and this and this and this and this and that. It's not an issue with Monifa. We're not hearing about anything with Monifa. It's not an issue with Monifa. What's going on is Monifa know what the hell that went down. You feel me? Now, if it's a situation like you said, Monifa probably was the one that didn't want to bust a move or she seemed like she holding back with something. That's what it is. That's because Monifa won't tell what the fuck was going on.
And would you tell the public?
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Like an 18-year-old little girl with the whole planet coming at you.
Perfect example, right, boss? When Kenneka, her cell phone, did the police have to get order to get that phone?
Yep.
And why did they have to do that?
We're gonna let me say this. If the cops are smart, they're gonna do that anyway, even if Teresa would have handed it to them from the jump, because they need to have that paper trail. Legal paper.
But why she didn't have them that phone from the jump to know what was going on?
I question that is too, Brazy. I question that shit too, bro.
Bro, I'm not. Come on, bro. Hey, listen to me. Listen to me, Chloe.
If that was your little girl, and that was your.
No, it ain't that. I'm a black man that got a family that got a black mama. My mama would have went through that phone instantly.
Let me hear this question. Go ahead.
Maybe I don't know if it's a female thing, because I just realized when I was saying this that you and I have discussed as far as like the female's emotional connection to irrelevant things to a man, you know. But like I said, when I got that phone call that my dad was dying, I pulled off the highway and I recorded his last voicemail to me, because I know the phone company deletes it, and I didn't want to take a chance on it being deleted before I got a copy of it if he was going to die, and I wanted to have his last voice. So Teresa having that phone and not wanting to hand it over before she made a copy of everything that was in there, I can understand that. Now, her post that she made a year or 2 years afterwards about that, I didn't understand that, because she went off and made a post and her sister commented underneath it, and it was something to the effect of, imagine if we would have handed over the phone right away, we would have been sitting in jail. Where in left field?
What? Yeah. Because it's something. Listen to me. Whatever has something to do with that phone, she didn't want it to motherfucking hit the Lord. You feel me?
You gotta remember, there has been lots of posts that she has said stuff like that to make us all think something that panned out to be nothing.
I ain't got time for their games, because
hey, that's the games. That was the games.
Let me go through some more of these comments. That's crazy. I definitely agree with you too, fucking Truth. You said the police and the hotel is the only people who have the power to cover it up. So I want to let you know I did notice that. But
they did cover up the fact of, in my opinion, I feel like it's been proven that the body was placed there. So therefore they would be, covering up wherever it was that the body was found by whoever it was found by, and placed in the freezer.
Oh yeah.
Now, even if the assistant food and beverage manager didn't know diddly squat until he was getting ready to clock out. And they said, hey, man, you can't clock out yet because you know what? We're going to need you to be the discovery person. And maybe that's why he had that little attitude looking on his face or whatever. But at the same time, just like some of those cops in Rosemont, they may not know what was going down, but they knew when not to be asking questions.
AAP says the crime happened on the property. This is going back to what we was talking about. The crime happened on their property. They are negligent.
Of course.
It's going to help cover up the crime.
I wouldn't say, of course, they're going to help cover it up, but they're liable either way. I think the reason why they covered up or not covered up, why they tweaked what happened is to make it less of a liability. They were going to be liable either or, unless they threw her across the street on somebody else's property. That's just the law of America.
And this is another question going back to what you guys were just talking about, and I'm gonna leave this on y'all. I remember hearing something about Kenneka's brother doing something to Ty's friend or relative. Do you think Ty just got his sister instead?
No, because I say no because if the story is true, and the brother would not be little Kenny, it would be her sister's baby daddy. He was killed December 23rd of 2014. And then in the fall of 2015, the stud that they talk about, that Carl posted about, if it's true that that is her.
The father posted about T.Y. Daddy.
That's what I said, Carl.
Okay.
They attempted to kill her and gave her a headshot. She survived. The following fall, they did it again and they succeeded. So in my book, now you got two for the one. Why would you still go after Kenneka? That to me, that
hold on, pause this. And then we get a girl that end up dead by the stove, that left the stove out of nowhere right after that. Was it something that was like a trap?
That ain't got nothing to do with this. And that ain't by the
I just
store.
threw it out there. I'm sorry.
No, it ain't by the store. So quit throwing it out there before I throw you out there. We proved that the other night on the map.
It was like, man,
Pappy driving backwards in the car.
Nah, Pappy on the north side of Chicago, baby. Pappy ain't had nothing to do with the west side of Chicago. That's all the way up north. I'm talking about what happened out west. I'm talking about these girls from out west.
Everything. Our south side, I know everything.
Out west, it was getting chopped down. Like what was the business? Did they all have a play in some of this shit?
Don't y'all have a lot of killings on the west side?
We have a lot of killings on the west side.
Can't connect them all to
and a lot of them be for a reason. A lot of them because these girls be out here setting niggas up. You feel me?
But you can't connect them all to Kenneka.
No, you can't connect them to Kenneka. That right there, you can't connect to Kenneka. I just find it real strange that, somebody that lived in the household with her at one point in time, somebody who she loves dearly, who she expressed that a lot about, had a dealing possibly, allegedly.
Actually, okay, wait. Back it up, Kurt. I hate to be the what they call me, the English teacher. Whatever. He didn't live in her household. Leonora went and lived with him.
Okay. But Kenneka was cool with him. Let's just say
it's just that because she was at such a young age when they were together. So she looked at him like a brother.
I want to go through a couple of more questions before we get out of here. This one, I think you know the answer to this one. I don't know if those guys that was said her cousin, are they actually her blood cousin?
Yes. Okay. We can do the tree.
Yeah, and just to answer the next question, Queen Mine. Yeah, we heard about the organ harvesting. I think we probably talked about that as one of the first questions. All right, let's see. See any more questions? Street life is not the same as the house life. Big facts. Big facts. I was sharing. Okay, my fault. Unconditional love. That it shit just bothered me. I'm sorry. That's why I brought it up.
Why they say it's about her insurance money? You think? I don't think she still had all that money.
Yeah, I think that money was gone. I'm not sure. I ain't got no proof on it.
I was gonna say Kenneka, it was what was it, 78,000 something, and it split two ways, and she got it awarded to her when she was 18. So ain't nobody killing nobody over no $30,000 that most of it was already spent anyway, if not all of it.
What? Man, I know motherfuckers will kill a motherfucker over $5,000.
Not your own mama.
I know they kill you over $500. Shit.
Not your own mother.
Well, no, I mean, I didn't kill my mama.
That's
for
where
shit.
that rumor comes from. Is that Teresa killed Kenneka to take that insurance money from her daddy. That's what that is.
Oh, okay.
But Teresa already had custody over it because she was considered the guardian of that estate as well. She got awarded that in one of the courts.
Let me ask you something. Is it any documented proof that Teresa is Kenneka's blood mother?
Yes. In her court hearing. I brought it up the other night. It says
you said her court hearing?
It says specifically in the court document papers, it says her biological mother.
Okay.
All right, so I think we all caught up on all the questions. But we'll be doing this again soon. I'll be putting up some more footage.
How about give us a notice ahead of time?
No, you don't have to give me no notice. I'm always there. Yeah.
No, give us a notice. 12 and I both said that we neither one knew you was doing this tonight.
No, well, I did say at the end of my last video, I'm going live. I didn't think I had to, give a notice if you was.
Well, and when was that video posted up?
What, a day or two ago? I don't know.
But you was going live when?
Listen.
Let me just
put this out. Hold on. Let me just put this out there real quick.
And the robot's notifications don't work.
No, I ain't trying to hear that shit. Because one thing I do know, if you're a YouTuber, you be on YouTube like I do, whether you tell me you're going live or not, I'm going to eventually run into it because I'm on YouTube. So
that's why it's late.
For you to say, I didn't see this video, I didn't know about this, I didn't know this. What's the purpose of subscriptions? I don't understand the purpose of subscribing. Now, if I don't go, I have a reason why I didn't show up. Like John Q went live today. I was fucking knocked out. But when I woke up, I realized he went live. So I just don't buy into that robot shit. You feel me?
I got here as fast as I could.
I appreciate you for coming because that's why I sent you that message early so I didn't have to hear.
You sent me that message. I was like, well, that's why I sent the question marks. What the hell is this man talking about?
But and shit, then live was almost over by then.
That's when I actually got the notification.
I'm gonna give you a hard time anyway. You ain't been to my last two of them. But I still love you.
Hey, don't make me come get in that truck.
Don't make me. But I appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to Chloe's channel.
5.5 hours. That's a full tank, right? 5.5 hours is a full tank. I can do a full tank in 5.5 hours, right?
Bring your ass on, Chloe.
I'm coming.
Ain't nothing but a bunch of space and opportunity over here.
Hey, and check
now
out my
picking up Miss Lorraine on the way.
Hey, and check out my cooking channel. Trust and believe.
Drop your link.
Hold on.
And everybody get him some Irene glasses. So y'all can be confused like us.
Don't give me no Irene glasses. Just know I love everybody. And
you got Irene glasses on too, Grace.
And somebody did something. Let's just say that.
Most definitely. I agree.
Somebody did something, man.
All right, we're gonna get up out of here. I'm gonna just play another jam and we gone. And here is, you know what? I just feel like marching. Thank y'all. Y'all be easy.
Oh, you're going crazy. You're going crazy.
You better march when I step. You better march when I step. Nigga, march when I step. You better march when I step. Nigga, better march when I step. Nigga, march when I step. March when I step. You better march when I step. Nigga, you better march when I step. Nigga, better march when I step. You better march when I step. You better march when I step. You better march when I step. Nigga, march when I step. You better march when I step. March when I step. Them Georgia boys. Hey, but we not from Atlanta. It's boss man, the blick, and it's crucial to cake. When we come together, nigga, form on me hammer. Fuck it, I had no manners. They sleeping on us good in their pajamas. I bam 'em, nail 'em down like a hammer. Stop playing with 'em, gon' kill 'em, nigga. Damn, what's next, nigga? I don't even know. I'm a giant around this bitch, nigga. Fee 5-4. I been round and around this game like a rope. It's about to go down like motherfucking slow. If I had to be an animal, I'd probably be a goat. And I stay up in the hood, you can call me a coat. Can't beat me in rapping, nor beat me in trapping. Can't beat me in chess or tic-tac-toe. You better march when I step. You better march when I step. Nigga, march when I step. You better march when I step. Nigga, march when I step. Nigga, march when I step. March when I step. You better 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 march when I step. Nigga, march when I step. You better march when I step. March when I step.
I'm the lieutenant. I'm checking you bitches. You bitches ain't minding your business. I'm from the trenches. You niggas ain't taking it serious. Pussies, they tend to be curious. You gotta be kidding me. Keep me a remedy. His head on the guillotine, that what it finna be. I know you scared of me, that what it better be. Open chest, nigga, but this ain't no let it be. So what are you telling me? Greener than celery. I know the truth that you niggas prepare for me. All of these bitches, I know they don't care for me. I'm cooking them up and I been had that recipe. Softer than pleasure me. Bitches, they pleasure me. That ass be so soft and they shake like the letter B. Calling me king and they wanna be queen. You messy little bitches, I do not fuck with you.
You better march when I step. You better march when I step. Nigga, march when I step. You better march when I step. Nigga, better march when I step. Nigga, march when I step. March when I step. You better 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 march when I step. Nigga, march when I step. You better march when I step. March when I step.
Where you mad at that big bitch ass nigga? What's all that shit on my table? What look like on your table? Cocaine, big bitch ass nigga. I don't give a fuck. When TK get back, you gonna have to get your ass up out of my house and take this shit with you. You want me out, Mike? You want me out? Put me out, Mike. You ain't put your girlfriend out when she got a chair and popped that picnic, big bitch ass.
Yeah.
Hey, that shit hard.
I'm gonna play that in my car, but my car don't
That
work.
shit hard.
I had to end on a funny note, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Brazy, Catherine, Chloe, everybody, man. One
Late
love.
game.
One love, bro.
Who?
The late game.
The late game.
Oh, they be playing with them, bro. Hey, you be playing with them, bro. I swear.
I just be having fun, bro. I just be having fun, man. I see y'all goddamn Saturday. Chloe, I might do, you know what? I might do a grown folk talk, the one you was talking about. I might do it probably tomorrow because my daughter will be here this weekend, so I don't know if I'm going to go live that Saturday night. So stay tuned. You'll know because I'm going to put the shit up early, so ain't no goddamn excuses, man.
You got my damn phone number.
We out this bitch. Rest in peace, Kenneka.